It's the milkman, baby.
To get your information, to the spoon, to be part of our discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening in Moravia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what's happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You from Vonjema, Maryland, to spoon. Yeah.
Live life to the fullest and focus on the positives. Matt Cameron once said, another day, another time, another discussion for national growth and development. One-on-one with the CEO every Sunday. For the matter of fact, the US and other parts of the world, the time has changed. Henceforth, 7:30, one-on-one with the CEO, Liberia time. My name is Rufus Divine Conan, your sound coordinator for tonight's presentation. James Good Deflomo is on the other end. The CEO will be joining alongside Mo Ali. Together, fascinating discussion. It takes center stage. Before much I do, I'd love to say good evening, James and CEO. How you doing?
Good evening. The flyer should be the one-on-one flyer, Rufus. Not the group flyer, the one-on-one flyer.
James is taking care of that. I was in the world.
Oh, it's James?
Something in the back.
Yes, sir.
You gotta send him back. You gotta send him back to Feasible.
Somebody got something playing in the back.
Not me.
From the CEO.
I can get off if you want.
No, you okay, CEO. Rufus, speak that here.
All
right, you good?
I'm okay.
Yeah, you good.
So are we good now?
Yeah, maybe.
Perfect.
Yeah, we're perfect.
Yeah, we good, but I don't know where you are coming from. Something playing in the back. You know, you got a problem, James. You putting up the group flyer instead of the one-on-one flyer, James. What's going on? I believe James saying that he want to go back. He missed Liberia. He missed home, Rufus. Rufus.
Yes, sir.
James saying he missed the family. He missed everybody. You know, he was given invitation to come to the. He was given invitation to come to the United States for at least a week on some kind of program. James say he want to go back during the Christmas. Then next year he can come over. You know. So Christmas, James will be back in Liberia by God's grace. And next year he come here for the training. Then I don't know. James is just. It's an opportunity, James, but it's okay, you know.
Make maximum use, my biggie.
Rufus, the message missed Lapa Bido. But James, go ahead, say it. I mean, you have to say it, James.
No comment.
No comment. Are you confirming or denying?
No comment.
But are you confirming or denying?
No comment.
All right. Honorable Kev Hassan, welcome to the show, my brother.
Not bad, my brother. How are you? How is your Sunday going?
Yeah.
Good day. Rufus, how you guys doing?
Good.
Come on, Nicozo.
For my end.
Welcome
Yes, sir.
to that no free ride.
You had free ride yesterday. You
You
had
what?
yesterday, James?
I did not say that. I only said to that no free ride.
You said to who?
No, I'm telling him no free ride
You
tonight.
said I had free ride yesterday.
Oh, on the show? Yeah, man. I was busy yesterday, though.
Kev was like messy.
Yo, let me ask you a question. Rufus King, what open letter he always talking about? He got an open letter for me. What's that?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like what are you what are you talking about, man? Open letter from where? Is the letter open care on Broad Street? Let somebody read it. Hey, man, every day they make an open letter for me. I mean, I hearing some bad news coming from CDC camp. Kev Hassan Pekin, John UP Joseph Yima Boaga. You know that Pekin I always call Kev Hassan Pekin.
Oh yeah, that became best supporting Costa.
No, the man said he joined Joseph Yima Boaga, and we'll have to give this information. He leaving CDC. So wherever he may be, if he call me, we want to bring him on the show today. He said he leaving CDC. He's joining Joseph Yima Boaga because of some mistreatment from some sedition. And we got to say it, Kev. You can give me any bad look, but we got to say it.
So Kev, when I ever to take care of his own Pekin.
Kev Hassan Pekin that he's a teller, right? Rufus,
Yeah.
go ahead.
I'm a living witness to that. Kev took care of him when he was placed out of his home. I can remember. I placed a call to Kev, and Kev did what he could do, and his things were placed back in his home, where he used to live. So Kev did extremely well for him. So
That's
if you would say Kev never did anything for him, that being ungrateful to Kev, though.
Kev was not able to maintain.
No. It's not about Kev. He's not talking. No. You guys got to get it straight.
There's something wrong with
He
you.
is not saying Kev. No. He is not saying Kev, Rufus. He is saying some folks from CDC, the way they treated him. He is saying that he have left CDC and now he's joining the UP. James, this is big.
But look at the place that he's
my
going.
Pekin that says Stanton Witherspoon Pekin. He got to go where I go. He cannot, for any reason, he cannot go join any party right now. He should remain independent because Stanton Witherspoon is independent. Right? Kev Hassan Pekin, he will call on the show, he will blast, he will say anything. But here's the thing, though. He said he no more of sedition. He said he no more sedition. I'm so surprised.
I'm disappointed in Kev.
Kev cannot keep his own Pekin.
Yeah. And
CDC, the how CDC is. They can't keep their own family member there.
I'm disappointed in Kev, to be frank.
And this is big, folks. This is big. Kev Hassan Pekin have left CDC. I remember when in Liberia, he gave me an African shirt. Kev Hassan Pekin. He gave me a shirt. He gave Kev Hassan a shirt. And he said, CEO, I'm telling you, thank you for everything you're doing. And thank you for allowing Kev to be on Spoon Talk. My name is Kev Hassan Pekin. You guys remember when we went to CEO?
Mm-hmm.
James, you remember? And
yeah, I remember. Yeah, we spoke even before he could come there.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, we can announce that he no more of sedition. No more sedition. We have the reason why he left. Folks, some big guys there in government, they treated him so badly. They rejected him. They neglected him. He went to seek help. They refused to give him help. Only two people could help him. Kev Hassan and Mama C. Kaba. Those are the two folks that could help him. It came to a time that they can't help him anymore. If he can say, you know what? I ain't going to die like Bagos Matthew.
But Moali, you want to help that again?
Let me Moali on. Ain't put your Moali now.
I'm just asking you.
Let me Moali on. I don't know whether Moali met him. I know we're going to discuss issue, but you just put your Moali. So let's see what Moali will say. Mo, welcome to the show, Mo. Don't mind James. James becoming to be like CEO. But go ahead. Welcome to the show, Mo.
I don't have time for Gene.
Mo, Kev has some picking left here. Mo, Kev has some picking left. The picking I get call on the show every day. The picking left Kev. He said he no more sedition. He was on OK FM.
But they ain't treat the picking right. I was riding bike tonight.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, I was going to a wake, so car can reach to the wake. So I parked the car at the total gas station and got on the bike and we're going. So normally I ride bike to gauge opinion. So I asked the picking, I say, so who you voting for 2023? He said, me, I was sedition, but right now I move my hand from there or the way the thing looking. First Sunday that they will ride, will get plenty of money today, and not easy. I'm going home empty time that I stay right. So I told him, I said, I got one of my men they call Kev. When I go, I will tell him the story. So Kev that either. Maybe that's why your picking left.
The picking left Kev. We should announce it. Picking say he can never ever be a sedition. The picking say he regretted, but he loved Kev. He said he loved Kev, but he cannot be a sedition. And when he was asked whether he's a reaction, because Kev is a reaction, Picking say he doesn't know what they call reaction. He was supporting CDC based on the fact that he believed that they would do better, but now they are all. And this is so important, Mo. I know we're coming to have that serious conversation. Do not overlook it, Mo Adi. You've been in this thing too long. When you're beginning to start leaving you like that, it's just not looking good. It's just not looking good.
Yeah, it's a problem. But I'm sure Kev will talk to him. Kev will find out the reason. But the problem is when Kev speaks with the Peking and he tells him the real reason, Kev will not say it on the radio.
No, but I Kev will not say, but I know the real reason. The Peking have called some names. I will be announcing it, but I want to give him a chance to come and speak for himself. I know the real reason why Kev will not say these things. Rufus,
you can't on the show why Kev is on. You want a man to go against a own man?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter, my man. The Peking is a Liberian. The way in which CDC treating the people, they're not correct. Imagine a tailor board, a board that can sew people clothes to hustle for $5, $10. And, you know, the Peking, he said some sorrowful things. Very sorrowful. Mo Ali, imagine you need to go to that tailor shop and sit down with him, eat a pepper color with him, tell him thank you. You get what I'm saying? But for you to sit down and turn your back, even on the little beginner, come on, man. Come on.
Okay, what you are going to do? Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna do what?
If you're here, what you are going to do for the beginning? You're going to go sit down with him to the shop and eat pepper color, or the people who treated him. But Kev, you should bring those people to book. The people who treated your picking bar.
Thank you. Thank you.
Him. I'm sure the picking told you call their names and tell them that what they're doing is not good.
Man, let's continue the show, man.
I mean, it can't continue laughing aloud. We'll call the people their name. It can't continue laughing aloud. We'll call the people name. For real. You know the reason why I'm having this conversation, though? I hope not. The reason why I'm saying this more. Listen, the lowest of the lowest in CDC, the people they're neglecting. The people that don't want your $10,000 though. No. They just need your $10 father and your hello and thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's all they need. The people that know their own hustle. But more, imagine if you can go down to that tailor shop and sit down with that Peking and take a walk with him, and just you know say thank you to him, like many Liberians out there that supported this president, many tens of thousands. Can you imagine?
the
things
point
to
about
be.
ACO also is that besides just going to them, most times you get some of these clothes, they are not neat fit, and you carry them to tailors. You can give them some of the contracts, $5,
Thank
$10,
you.
and they will be okay.
Thank you.
Some tabra went and they sew their clothes or they reduce it, they did a fitting. It also makes them proud that, oh yeah,
Mhm.
you see that suit on that minister that you were wearing that day? The
I
minister
saw
brought
it.
it. I didn't want to do a fitting.
Yeah.
And people feel
Yeah.
proud like that. Oh, But
And
I'm
that's
sure
all you
Kev will
want.
dig deep,
I
right,
mean,
Kev?
and I told the Kev say no comment. That he
Kev
telling
said
me.
it's color for everybody on the other topic. Go.
Yeah, but Kev,
Kev,
hold on. Let's give Kev the time to talk. Kev, go ahead. Say something.
Talk about listen, I guess know more know about stuff like that. Sometimes people feel it a certain way, but one thing I can guarantee you, we will not let our people go.
The
So
man gone, so we're not letting people go. Money.
so you Pharaoh,
Money.
you
The man
Pharaoh,
a Pharaoh.
you Pharaoh,
Listen, you have
eh?
to the honorable captain, you poor Pharaoh. Captain Pharaoh. We're not letting our people. They begin gone.
okay, all right. Watch
They
and
begin
Kev,
see.
you
gone.
Pharaoh.
But Kev, how serious is this, Kev? People that carry your name, that respect what you do, they are saying to you that we cannot be in the same, in the same boat. We cannot. I have to go. You said you have to go. Kev's on a very serious note. How serious is this when it comes to CDC? That we are hearing folks from Nimba breaking away from the government. We are hearing folks from Grand Jida. So says Zoe Penno. He said he doubt whether Joe will ever be re-elected as president. Look at the result. And more, Ali, let's get into the show. Look what Prince Johnson putting out there. He called for a retreat for his party. They are concerned that since they joined the CDC, the only position the government ever gave them was post and telecommunication. They said nobody even doing mail, writing letter no more. Because I can sit here and text you, Mo, you receive it. I can send you a
See,
quick email, you receive it. So let's start a
see,
conversation, Mo. Talk to us.
it was on Friday, and I had a conversation with a journalist from Nimba. His name is Franklin Dolokui, and he was telling me that Senator Jeremiah Kuhn had an interview on one of the local stations, and he stated that the Nimbayans were not happy with President Weah for several reasons. Paramount among them is that they don't think that Nimbayans have been rewarded for the level of support they gave him in 2017. Just the thing you are talking there, that in the entire government, Nimba, that has the second largest voting population, has only one cabinet, senior cabinet minister. That's Minister of Post and Telecom, and that the rest, they just got one or two deputy ministers and assistant ministers. And then they also talk about the economic condition in the county. He talked about the rules and the fact that Nimbayans are not getting access to some of the economic benefits. And according to the journalist, I didn't listen to him. That's why I say according to the journalist. The guy said the mayor was speaking. He said whatever he was saying was discussed and agreed by him and Senator Johnson. So both of them talk about it, and they thought to come out to speak on behalf of the people of Nimba as the two senators there. So it is now strange. And then, you talk about Senator Zopena, who also voiced out similar concerns, particularly relating to uh, mobility from other parts to Grand Jida. And he was saying the same thing. It would be difficult for the people of Grand Jida to vote for President Weah the way they did in the last three elections, because in addition to the rule conditions, they were also facing tough times on when it comes to the economy. So, well, these are things that should concern Kev, that should concern the government. And I'm calling Kev name because he is here basically propagating the policies of the government and the CDC. But when you hear, I know normally uh, some senators will speak and then they go and talk to them, the things, um, then they change their tone. But the manner in which they spoke, I think these guys are also trying very hard to let off some of these things from their mind, but also they are under pressure from their people. Now, look, like Senator Johnson, for example, you asked us to go this way. We went that way. We were promised. These promises are not being fulfilled. We are not seeing the dividends of the number of votes that we have in this county. Stanton, remember when you put the entire Southeast voting population together, Nimba is still more than them. You know that?
That's true.
Nimba County, the voting population is more than all the 5 southeastern counties put together. And this county gave him massive, not only in 2017. Do you know that in 2005, President Weah actually got the highest number of votes in the first round in Nimba in 2005? Normally, people say it was Dr. Cotto. No, Dr. Joseph Cotto actually came second to President Weah in 2005 in the first round. So they have stood with him for some time, but they don't feel that they've been treated fairly. And if we want to be fair to it, you know, we see majority of the appointments have gone to the southeast. Not even from where Kev coming from.
The Kev Hassan Picking is on the line.
Yeah, good evening.
No. Let him wait. We'll get back to him. Tell him that you will call him later. No. Tell him that you will call him later. We're having a very. This is interesting. You'll call him later. Rufus. Mo Ali. I want to show you this letter, right? Number one, this is Jeremiah Kuhn. Those information you got from Neymar is true. Jeremiah Kuhn said, I am not happy with the CDC government. Senator Jeremiah Kuhn tells Nemadians, I am not happy with the CDC government. That's why Jeremiah Kuhn early endorsement of President Weah. Second term bid over, little over a year now, the Nima senator was heard on the local radio station, Voice of Gumper, in Ganta City, County, early Friday morning, readjusting his tone about his support for the second term bid of President Weah. Now, you said that, Moali. This is the letter from Senator Prince Johnson, which, of course, this is a big one from Senator Johnson. Senator Johnson said, and folks need to understand, you are talking about PYJ, the political leader. All right, let me read it from my end here. All right, there you go. The political leader of the movement for Democratic Worship, MDR, Nimba County, Senator Prince Johnson, is certain executive committee members of MDR in an emergency national executive committee meeting to discuss issue of importance to the upcoming national convention of the party and the review of the 2017 agreement with CDC. Mo Ali, what we are hearing from this information, they are saying that Prince Johnson is not happy. Prince Johnson saying, I am not happy. And they are beginning to now go back. One of the things you said, the only position they have received, Minister Proper, is Post and Telecommunication. Post and Telecommunication is dead. Nobody building anything. It's dead. The worst of the worst position in the government. Now, where Joel and folks have given to Prince Johnson and his people. How can the Nimba people come back and say we'll support you? So talk to us, then we go to Kev Hassan. You see what's coming up?
Well, you know, most of these things, I'll look at it from two angles. The Nimbayans in Nimba, we've received calls from them severally. They've expressed genuine disappointment, disenchantment with the ways in which things are going on in their county. Even those that are making business, I mean, like top business people, they are complaining on several things. One, business is not going there like before. Those involved into the hospitality business, they are also not getting customers like before. Local businesses in the various cities in Nimba, they are they are just not getting it right because of the economic condition. But also, they believe that because of the size of their county, the sheer size of their county in terms of population, they should get a fairer share of the development pie and of positions in government. And I couldn't disagree. I couldn't agree with them more, because if you look at it, aside from Morovia, this county has, I think, almost 400,000 registered voter as per 2017 voter registration. In 2023, it could go more. But the other thing also could be that Senator Prince Johnson is sensing that because he might have led the Nimbayans to vote the majority for President Buya, and he has now fulfilled the promise of President Buya, giving them what they need or what they want. He may be getting, in the Liberian parlance, we can say, he's getting a bad blast, and that could even threaten his senatorial position, his senatorial bid
Correct.
in
Yep.
2023. That
Yep.
could threaten his senatorial bid in 2023. And so he wants to come out now to tell the people that, look, I have been telling the president that Nimbayans are not benefiting. They need to benefit now to appease the hearing of the people of Nimba. But Senator Johnson could fall on the wrong side this time around, because he had promised the people that, look, this is my government. Anything I tell President Weah, he's going to do that. Now, it could go two ways. Either he is not adequately advocating for Nimba County with President Weah, and that could fall on him, or he is advocating adequately, and President Weah is not listening to him. If the former is the truth, that he's advocating, and I mean he's not advocating adequately, then the Nimbayans will blame him and they could kick him out in 2023.
Let me bring in Kev Hassan. It's important for us to understand something. How can you say you advocate adequately when you get only one seat on the table? At the table, one seat. Your people are not benefiting. How can Prince Johnson say that people will even believe that he's advocating? Prince Johnson don't Madam Salif tell. Madam Salif listen to Prince Johnson. And you, Mo Ali, you are in the government. You know that. Madam Salif will give Prince Johnson what Prince Johnson want. The people of Nima. So let me ask you the question before I go to my brother Cap. How many folks from Prince Johnson County have higher top position? You just name over the top of your head. Talk to how many of them had a position like ministers and director. Mo Ali, can you help us?
Currently,
Talk, Madam Salif, UP government. How many of them? 4, 5? How many of them were ministers, directors?
well, you see, the thing is, I did not follow that very keenly, but I know, I think there was like two ministers, and then there were several Nimbayans in director positions
FDA,
and
Dolo, and
director
all of
positions.
them. The
Had,
total, if
for
you add
example,
minister and director, they were almost like 6.
yeah, you had like the board at FDA, and then even one of the most coveted positions in this country, the deputy at NASCOP, was from Nimba Nyatwayan. The thing is, Nyatwayan tenure ended. Yes, genuinely, he was replaced. But guess what? He was replaced by somebody from the southeast. So These
There you
things
go.
are concerning. These things are concerning. It should not be every single position must be occupied by people from the southeast, and this is no it doesn't show anything against the people of the southeast, but even our constitution says the government should be balanced by people from all regions. Now, I mean, normally you have the president, the speaker, the president pro tem, the deputy speaker, all of them from the southeast, and then you have the finance minister from the southeast. You have the central bank governor from the
I mean,
southeast.
the whole government
That's
from the
enough.
southeast. The whole government from the southeast.
Yeah, I
And he
mean,
said there's nothing wrong with it. But
the
tell me,
current maritime boss is from the
my man,
southeast.
what are you? Listen, guys, listen.
Really,
Let
I
me
think
fair. I
most
beg you.
honestly,
I beg you more. Let's be serious. George Manawia get what George Manawia want. All these people from the southeast. Speaker, deputy speaker, where are they from? Pro tem, where he's from.
Grand Crew.
I mean, all these
Speaker
people.
from Maryland, speaker from Grand Crew, president
You
pro tem
want us
from
to
Grand
sit
Crew.
there? You want us to sit there and believe that Joe Manuel, we are those within his collaboration? And you know, can you give them something? Did Prince Johnson enter and fighting with his people? Jeremiah couldn't get nowhere to hide. The folks in America don't even want to talk to them. The Nimadians in America, they are so mad because Jeremiah Kuhn and Prince Johnson are not fighting for them. They are not. Oh, Kev, let's bring you in, my brother. Kev, talk to us.
Well, I'm not sure what this topic is about on it's on tribal line, and I think it's a very dangerous line to tread on because we know where that took us. I think we should talk about qualified Liberian versus Southeasterner from the north, from the days. I think we should and talk about that. I think it's a very dangerous line.
No, Kev. Let me straight up. Don't do this, Kev. Yeah. Kev, you're very smart, man. Let me straight. You know that your government is in collaboration with other party, and your government have failed to give them position, and all the position go to people from CDC, your party, the Wiashan people. So don't sit there and say, well, no. You know better, Kev. Don't try to pull this line. The dog whistle, as you always call it. You know better, Kev Hassan. We are not bringing no division. We are saying the truth. Because our brothers and sisters in Nimba are crying for representation.
CEO, let me ask you this question.
Abache is not he's not
Kev,
working the executive branch. So why would we
Kev,
call
you talk qualified. You talk about qualified people in government. And that is no argument, except if you are telling us that only the Southeast has qualified people. Because, for example, even if you look at the judiciary, they talk about appointing some senior judge. I think they call the relieving judge or something, who can, like the most senior judge among the judges, not talking about social justice. The president appointed again, and guess what? That person is from the Southeast also. Even on the Supreme Court bench, with the exception of this Judge Bessie, all the people the president appointed on the Supreme Court bench, the previous one, they're all from the Southeast. All of them. Judge Yusuf Kaba from Sino, and they're not tribal business. Judge Yusuf Kaba, that Mandingo man, but he's from Sino. Judge Nambe from Sino. He appointed the Chief Justice from Maryland. You know that? So all of this appointment, with the exception of the Judge Yusuf Kabadi, all of them from the Southeast.
I will urge Liberians not to focus on that kind of politics. That's not a good politics.
But the Constitution speaks of balance of power.
Kev, people are asking for representation, Kev. They want representation. Kev, that's a shame on you. That's a shame on you and your government that you are not being government of inclusion. That's a shame. We are not talking about travel, let's take behavior. No, we are not dividing the country. We are talking about your government, your president, beg Nimadians to vote for him. Your government, your president, agree with NPP and MDR that you come and let's have one party to defeat Joseph Yima Boaka and the rest of them. They agree. What have you given them in return? What have you given them, Kev? You have given them nothing. And you're asking for the vote again, Kev.
Every political party at the end of the president and first term in every country, especially an African country, you come, you review your your policy, you review what bind you guys, and you go, you call retreat. Same thing with the MPP. The MPP review, they call retreat, they talk about it, it's fine. It's same thing with Prince Johnson. They're going to call, they will talk about it, and we'll move on. But I don't believe that Prince Johnson is going to travel.
For 5 years. I don't believe Prince Johnson is talking about travel line. For 5 years, you ate the gravy, you ate the cow meat, you gave them boni and momoe. The people didn't eat. What have you done for the people of Nimba that you're asking them to vote for you? Tell me one good thing you have done that this government have done for Nimbadians. Let me be fair, Kev. Tell me one good thing that they have done.
The government reviewed the policy of ArcelorMittal in Dev to benefit the people of Nimba.
That is good thing they have done.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing to review the policy. How Liberians who working at ArcelorMittal.
Do you know that there were people in Nimba protesting against the whole ArcelorMittal review?
You said that. Say that again.
There were people in Nimba protesting against the ArcelorMittal. They reviewed the new MDR or whatever they came up with. There were people protesting against it.
People do have the right to protest, but the government put a halt to it and review it because for the sake of Nimbandians. In Nimbandians having the full.
You know what I would do. Let me help my brother small.
And then
let me tell the people what happened. If you hear Kev talking and Kev stuttering, it means he got nothing to say. When it comes on this issue,
but you're not giving me right. You're not giving me a chance to talk now.
People of Nimba. He got
you asked me a question, so let me talk. You asked me a question. The policy that the contract that Mo Ali and them signed, with the people of Nimba, ArcelorMittal, and follow up with what old policy that going on. This president reviewing it. This government reviewing it for the benefit of people of Nimba, the Nimbandians. So, and they know that. So to come for Moalian to come and act like they are the Jesus Christ, I think he's not in no moral ground to come and speak on it. No. So, but I will urge us not to start talking about.
Listen. You call Moali name. I'll let you Mo Ali argue on that. Mo Ali, the man say you got no moral right.
I think it's a dangerous line.
Wait, Kev, slow down. You just attack Mo Ali. Mo Ali, the man say you got no moral right to talk about the issue because you didn't even treat the Nimadians right when you were there 12 years.
In the first place, for anybody to think that by a concession company going to Nimba is a favor to the people of Nimba, you're thinking wrongly. And that's why we did not take it to be something to boast of. Why you don't have that same concession company in other parts of the country? Nimba is benefiting. The concession company is there because of the natural resources they have, which is their naturally God-given right. And the rest of Liberia is benefiting from it. And so for anybody to think that, the concession company is there doing well, no. When the UP took over, that concession agreement was at $900 million. Do you know that? We negotiated and took it to, I think, around either 1.2 or $2 billion. So should we pass around at the time and be boasting, oh, we have done everything for the people of Nimba? No. The point we're trying to make here is, like, I'm reading through this press statement from the MDR. They are saying they should meet. Senator Johnson said they should meet to discuss and ascertain as to whether the agreement they have with the CDC prior to the 2017 second round or the first round, as to whether those terms were fulfilled, and so they can review their support to your party. Let me tell you something. When things are happening, especially politically, you not see press conference coming out or newspaper or news release to say you cannot sit down to discuss as to whether the agreement we had, the terms they were met. We all understand the politics of it. When you go into political terms with another political party to support you, the first thing that political party goes with is for the benefit, first, of the country, and second, for individual members of the political party as an entity to agree with. And when you look at the release, CEO, there is something here that should catch your attention. It says MDR, Nimba County. MDR, Nimba County. That means that this political party, why it is a political party of Liberia, the mass broad-based support of the NDR is from Nimba. Just as you say the Liberty Party that is among the people of Basel. So it is concerning that the people of Nimba will want to review as to whether they benefited from the CDC government or not. If they benefited, they should be able to see it. But let me also speak to this notion about you don't have the moral rectitude because you were there 12 years. Kev, whenever I hear particularly people like you talk about this, and you live in the country where their government is interchanging from one party to another, today maybe the American people see that the Democrats did not perform or the Republicans
Tuesday is election. We'll see what happens.
To their satisfaction under the Republican. You're going to get and kick the Republican or you'll bring the Democrat there. In 2024, if the country sees that, okay, we are not happy with the way the Democrats are governing the country or the direction in which they're taking the country, maybe the Republicans have improved on their policy prescription relative to the economy, health, education, infrastructure, the military, they will bring them back. So does that mean that because the Republicans were kicked out in when you had the election, 2020?
Yeah, 2020.
In 2020. So the Republicans now do not have the morals or the right to sit and speak on critical issues in the country? No, that's not it. So we need to graduate from that other mentality that because
let's get captured. You raise a good point because you always reference America, but more you raise a good point. I believe this is why you call Democrats the right, Kev. The people get right to speak. Liberians rejected them because of the past mistake or failures. Maybe you will call it failures. But now, guess what? They can bring them back again and say, you know what? I think we can give you guys another chance. It's happening here in America. Tuesday, people are going to vote. We don't know whether Republican will take back the House or Democrat will return it, or Republican will come and get it back. And you know that, Kev. So don't give us that story and say UP have nothing to say. They shouldn't say anything. So talk to us. And by the way, I think we are bringing Chairman Reverend Tappet on tonight. Okay. I think he's in the studio. He will be joining us shortly.
Okay.
Talk to us.
Let me say this to you. Stanton A. Waterspoon. Name me any field or Democrat or Republican that resurface the same name for the next election. Will you tell me that? I will walk down the street of and won the election. If you tell me that, I'll walk down the street of DC right now and yell, "Hey, DC government, I will support the Unity Party." Tell me what government?
What's your question?
You know what I'm saying to you? You know
What's your question? What's your question?
Tell me what government, a failed government, whether Republican or Democrat, that bring back that same face, that same identical face, and win election in America. That same face.
Oh, no. It's not. I beg. But anyway, ask me. But go ahead, Mo. I'm the moderator.
You know, in 2020, was it 2020? No, the election that Trump won.
That's 2016.
2016. Barack Obama, the Democrat, they brought new face, right? That new face was
Hillary Clinton, a new face.
But get him a chance now. Get him a chance. Yeah, get him a chance. We are not many.
Which meant, by your logic, by a parity of reasoning, that because Hillary was defeated, that meant that over the 8 years, the Democrat actually failed under Obama. But guess what? They came back with one of the faces that was under Obama. He was an old face, Joe Biden. In fact, he was vice president for 8 years. And if you say Hillary was not an old face because she was Secretary of State, but Biden was vice president and the American people elected him. So I don't know how you're going to juxtapose that reality with this your forte argument.
Good question. Good. After Barack, they brought Hillary. The American people rejected Hillary Clinton because the face and the team of Hillary Clinton was the old face. Trump went there. They came back. The American people decide to vote for Biden because the Obama regime was a success.
But Hillary Clinton was part of the Obama regime.
Look, listen. As a vice president, I'm talking about as a vice president.
And the Secretary of State.
No, so listen. As a vice president, the American people decide that policy will continue. The American people decide that policy will continue. But under GMB worked under a failed government, and he also a failure. There is nothing you can pinpoint on Biden. What Biden done when he was in the Senate as a senator, all his 40 years, you can put your finger on what Biden did. Let me tell you one of the signature thing of Biden.
But no, don't go through the signature thing now.
I respond to him, right? He talks about the youth government was a failure.
Let me say, Biden, one of the freedom that we enjoy in South Africa today is because of people like Biden. You cannot point your finger on any.
You just say somebody think that we enjoy Africa. What are we enjoying in Africa?
No, but man, you see, that's some of the time. I'm not going to go there. So if you don't know, we enjoy black freedom.
I don't know.
Guys, hold on 1 minute, guys. Hold on, guys. We have the chairman, the Reverend himself, Luther Toppin, in the house. Luther Toppin just arrived in America a day, maybe less than 48 hours ago. I'm squeezing him, jamming him, bringing him on the show. But we're gonna have a wonderful program because Luther Toppin. Reverend, how you doing, man? Come on, you're looking sharp.
Well, thank you very much, CEO. Thank you for having me on your platform this evening. And good afternoon to my dear friend Mo Ali and Kev Hassan. It's a privilege to be with you. I'm still jet lagging, but I can't say no to you when you invite me to share this moment with you. So I'm glad to be with you.
Especially when you're in my state. When you're in my state, I can find you.
And I'm happy
It's
to
good
bring
to
the
have you. And for the record, I will be having a short meeting. We will schedule a meeting to meet the chairman of UP. Yeah, go tell John Lobo if he ain't like it at business. We'll be having a short meeting.
Why you gotta tell me? The chairman is a chairman for everybody.
John Lobo
Whether
have a
you're
begin.
a
So I
partisan
think
or
I
not.
think I gotta mess with him.
And
Yeah,
the
both
Thank
chairman
will
you.
is
be.
hoping to meet everyone. Right, chairman?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm here as the national chairman for the Unity Party. And of course, it will be a delight to meet everyone who supports the Unity Party, of course. And
And try to meet Kev also to bring him over.
he's the main guy that I want to meet. No other person. That's the main guy that I want to meet. I'm ready
Exactly.
for Kev. I am ready for him more than any time before. He's the guy that I want to meet.
But
Chairman,
want to say, you know what? It's good to have you. I know we're going to find a day with the entire team that you're going to come on this week after you adjust your schedule. The time have changed. Went back 1 hour, so therefore our 3:30 right now would be 8:30 in Liberia. So we're making
Right.
some adjustment of the program because the time have changed. And want to say we're going to be having a wonderful show this afternoon. For the next 1 hour, please consider our 1 hour will be on because we have another segment called God Can Bless Anyone. But talk to us, your trip, your mission to the United States. What you think? I mean, what will you be taking back home? How well? Just talk to us about yours being here in America. Then we can go through the question.
Well, first of all, the main purpose of my visit is isn't twofold actually. First of all, to meet some Unity partisans. They have been a retreat that have been planned for several months now, and of course, with the election very much around, it's key that as the national chairman, I touch base with our supporters in America and Canada. So I'll be here in Jersey for a few days, and then I fly to Minnesota to be with the leadership there, and from there to Baltimore, Washington area, and from there we moved to Philadelphia, and I'm back to Jersey, and then of course I can do other personal things before my return to Liberia. As you know, CEO, with the elections coming, and of course with the momentum on our side, it's very important to energize our base, to galvanize all of our supporters. And of course, as a new chairman, I have talked with many of them on the phone, but it's a privilege now to be able to meet them, put a face to the names that I've been talking to over the many months. So I'm excited and looking forward to the challenge of crisscrossing United States to connect with our leaders and all
Since
those
since
who support
since you took,
GMB.
thank you. Since you took over there, I believe maybe I don't know whether I need to be corrected more. 22 months under the leadership of Amin Model. We didn't see Amin. Mo, you came to the state, right? You visited, right? While you were Secretary General, Mo,
Um,
is that correct?
not when I was secretary. We took over at a time where there was huge restriction.
Oh,
We took
COVID.
over September 2020. That was when this entire coronavirus stuff. There was restriction on issuance of visa. So no, we could not make any trip. I just left from the US back to Liberia when we had a surge in the coronavirus, so we couldn't make a trip there. So
So
most
I
of our
think,
interactions with citizens was through
and I mean, thank you, but that's the reason why I'm asking, Chairman, is because your work now will be too heavy. It will be a very tough one. You're talking about Minnesota, Baltimore, Washington D.C., probably taking a trip to Canada. It's going to be rough for you because we've been hearing these little split. Opposition may call it division. People saying IUP, UP, independent UP, and UP. The Madam Salif wing of the UP and the Ambassador Bwaka wing of the UP. I want you to speak on that. Is there a division in UP from the American wing to that of Liberia? What are some of the issues you think you're going to be faced with? If you care to tell us, though, but we are hearing these things.
You know, CEO, to be honest, any political entity as big as United Party is, one who expect that there will be some, friction here and there. Coming back from election 2017, it's clear that there has been a lot of dissatisfaction, disenchantment among Unity partisans, home and abroad. Now, as we move towards 2023, it's very important that as a national chairman, I kind of listen to all of the different sides and see how we are going to motivate our people to live up to the creed of our name. We are called Unity Party, okay? So if there's anything we need to do is to bring everybody together. I'm going to try my best. I know that all of the partisans across America and beyond want to be united, form a formidable force behind our Senate bearer, Jason Nimba as we head to the 2023 elections. So I will do my best. And as you know, I'm a very religious person who believes that God can go before me and heal all the wounds. And I'm hoping that all of the people who meet, we're going to make sure that we all come together to form a great team for the campaign in 2023. So yes, there are a lot of divisions here and there, but they are not insurmountable. It's very possible to discuss these things together, and of course, bring a lasting solution that will unite everybody together.
Wow. It took everything for you to not even play it around and saying, well, that's your work. You need to fix it. You need to get it done. And you don't bring everybody home. Kev Hassan, we just lost Mo Ali. Hope he can be back shortly. We have the chairman, Kev.
Chairman Topper, how are you, sir?
I'm doing fine, Kev. And you?
Okay. If I'm getting clear, so your trip in the United States is to unite Unity Party folks that in America, right?
Is a part of my duty on this trip, actually. Yes.
Were they divided?
Kev, you know that even in your party, you know that everybody can get
I'm
along.
not
You know
asking
that,
for
Kev.
my party. I'm asking you now. Were they divided?
Kev, you know that every political institution, there are friction. As long as people work together, there are always going to be friction. And as we're going into a major political battle next year, it's expedient as a national chairman to see where the problems are and ensure that everybody put Liberia's interests ahead of all of these personal, issues. So uh, the things that we face today are not peculiar to Unity Party. It's everywhere where there are political bodies. People don't understand each other, but it's the duty of the elected leaders to point to the bigger picture, and that's what we intend to do on this trip.
What will you say to folks that we hear around you in United States that said it was a coup d'etat on Mo Ali and Amin Moda by your political leader? You kind of promised them and undermined them in your favor.
They passed that, Kev.
Hey, my man, let me ask my question now.
No, can I respond to that question?
Leave that man with me. Allow him. Let him go ahead. Go ahead, Kev.
Phil, the man here on the
quiet. Go ahead.
Here on the unity thing, he said he uniting them. There are some of the things that they had a brutal fight. So I want to ask him. He was in Liberia. He probably fixed it there, but he's trying to fix it here. So what will you say to them?
Kevin,
I felt that there was a Omo Ali and Amin Moda by your political leader.
I'm on a show, and the man is talking about.
No, the question for the chairman. Let's give Kev the chance to ask.
Why would you want to
Mo, we will come to you. Let the chairman answer Kev's question. Kev, sorry.
Still, make sure before I see you, bring that Kev guy along with you. I need to meet him in person. That's the first demand. That's my first demand to you. Kev, on the question you asked, look, I don't know where you get your story from. I don't know all the details. It was true that we went into an elections. Elections are over. Unity Party leadership is no longer interested, us versus them. Our agenda is to bring everybody together, and I'm very sure the standard bearer wants Mo Ali and Mr. Modai to be a part of the team as we go into 2023. I don't know where you got that from, but as you can see, Mo understands that the leadership means well, and the standard bearer loves him. I'm very sure he knows that. Right now, we are more concerned about bringing all Unity partisans together. Kev, please don't live in the Old Testament. We got to go forward. That's where we are going.
I was
All right,
okay.
Kev?
Good. I was more. I was.
I like to come in,
More will
see,
come to you. More will come to you. Let Kev finish with a question. We got one more to go.
I was more performance as a Secretary General under the Unity Party. How was more performance?
You want me to grade him from my own personal assessment?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How was his performance grade?
Mo did very well. Look, Kev, I will not be truthful to this gentleman to say Mo did not do well. Mo had a party. At the time, we're in very crucial time, especially when we were in the CPP thing. Mo played a very pivotal role. He knows that. You know my admiration for him. But Kev, you know, elections and democratic process have results. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not good. But Mo is a very mature politician. He understands all of it. And please let Mo be the one to cry his own cry, Kev. Leave Mo alone. Mo is not complaining. Mo knows that we want to move forward. And so, Kev, please, we are working along with Mo and whatever we can do. Mo knows even after the elections, he and I had a great talk, and we respect his decision. We still love him. We consider him to be a major part of our party going forward. And Kev, let's keep it that way.
If Mo was doing
Let me say this
now. Listen, guys. Listen, Kev, hold on 1 minute. Hold on. We are not many. No, Kev, Mo, we are not many. Kev, got one more question to go. After the question, we come to you.
One more question.
Kev, ask your last question now.
Yeah, Martin, if Mo was doing such a great job, like he's saying, grade him, you didn't grade him. I don't know. Probably you would grade him. Why the coup d'etat? Why overthrow him, man? Why Mo is not continuing? Mo was doing such a great job. Why you need swear? Why you need Amos Swear? Mo was doing a great job. You know, by example, how Amos Swear the other day, and I thought his performance was poor. I think Mo could have done more good job than Amos Swear. So why are you changing for a seasoned guy to amateur guy?
You don't care. I've never seen you rate anyone perfect, so I'm okay with that. All right, so your rating will not bother me at all, Kev. Let me tell you, Kev. Let me tell you this. Look, Unity Party is a very mature party. All right, we are men and women who love our country. We want to serve. When the elections go on, there are results, there are consequences of elections. We understand that emotions will run high here and there, but Unity Party will always find a way to work around whoever the national leaders are. At this point, Kev, please point me to the future. That's what I'm interested. Not now. Not what happened in Banga, what happened years before. As you can see, Mo and I, Amos Tue, all of us still have a good and solid relationship. Kev, let's pick on something better. Leave Mo alone. Mo is okay. We are moving forward. Let's keep it.
Kev, we'll come back to you.
Mo is the past. Okay.
Thank you. Mo Adi, go ahead. Go ahead, Mo.
So let me say this. You see, we joined the Unity Party way back on the basis of its ideologies. And we did not join the party because of an individual. And an individual is bearing the standard of the party and prosecuting and executing the ideology of the party. This party was not made for Mo Ali to be Secretary General.
Thank you.
This party was not made for Amin Mudad to be chairman forever. That's why in the UP, unlike any other political institution, we have pool of intelligent, qualified people who at any point in time can be tapped on to lead the party. I defeated Amos Square in an election. And I called on Amos Square to work with me in the Secretariat. He didn't refuse. He became Assistant Secretary General. We worked together. Amos Square defeated me. It's no coup d'etat. We went into an electoral process with delegates from all over the country, and they decided this time around, Mo, we think you've done your part. We want Amos Square to work too. And I am here. You see me every night I got no reason coming on the show all the time. But I come here because Unity Party wants a voice here. I'm on other shows defending the party. And so when you go into an election process, you get defeated. Does that make you angry with your institution? So unlike the UP, you will see if there was some other party, you see people jumping, oh, they beat me and I want to be part of it again. But I can't hear every night I'm defending the Unity Party. It means that I'm okay with it. That's election. I accept the result. And I am working with the current Secretary General. Whenever he needs advice, he called on me. I gave him it. You know, and whenever he needs information, he calls on me and I give it to him. So I'm supporting him in every way that I can. So, Kev, they are small, cheap politics, and I'm working here tonight. Keep it.
Mo Ali, thank you very much. You kept just quiet. But Mo, now your chairman is in the, no, hold on, I beg you. Mo, your chairman is in the United States, though. Do you have any question? Because
firstly, let me say thank you to the chairman for taking off the time to go to the US and to interact with our partisans there. And I'm very sure you are going to do the best there. Chairman, you'll be coming back, I think, in 2 or 3 weeks, right? How are you going to manage between the US and Liberia? Because there were some partisans who were raising concerns. The chairman is going to the US for, I think, 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Just tell the Liberian people how it happens in the UP so they can hear it.
Well, more as you know, the trip is very important. It was a retreat that was planned many months ago before our elections. And the diaspora feels that it's so crucial that at such a point in time that the national chairperson will be in the retreat to kind of rally the Unity partisans on every side, pointing to the bigger picture of our involvement in 2023. Let our partisans back home understand that this trip is crucial. It's important because we know the role that the diaspora plays when it comes to not only financial support, but the mobilization skills of families and friends to jump on board our UP train. And so let Liberians, especially those home, understand that this trip is crucial and important for the elections. And that is what I'm here, nothing else. Immediately, usually when I come to America, I spend like 3 months, 2 months. But with this new portfolio and the national summit that I currently have, immediately after the retreat and meeting cross sections of Liberians across the US, I'll be on the plane right back home because we got a lot to do. And so thank you for raising that. I'm not on a pleasure trip. I'm not on a vacation. I did not come to America to sleep and enjoy. I came to work for the UP, and that's what I'm going to be doing when I'm here.
Let me ask you a question. I'm sorry, Mo. No, go ahead. Mo.
So my second question, we as partisan and going into, we're like 11 months away from election. What do we expect from the chairman's trip to the US?
Well, I do not want to preempt right now. I expect something very positive, especially trying to deal with some of the friction that currently is being felt around the US belt in Canada. I hope that will be brought under control. Secondly, while I'm here, we will also be able to get in contact with some prominent people to see how they can also come alongside the UP vision and dream. But when I get back to Liberia, definitely I'm going to brief the nation and the UP partisans of the outcome and the benefits of this trip. And I'm very optimistic that it's going to be a very good trip.
Thank you, sir.
Real quick, your trip is sponsored by the party or by you, Reverend?
I sponsor my trip. Party did not buy me ticket. I bought my. No one sponsored me. I came because I felt it's part of my job to help the party.
So talk to us about the retreat. We heard that the standard bearer shall be here. He and some members of the party, the delegation was huge. What happened?
Well, yes, the standard bearer could have been here with me, but other international engagements came a long way. So we both agreed that I should come ahead and he will come later. So he has not fully canceled the US engagement with the partisans here. He's going to come much later, hopefully maybe towards the end or early in December. He's very much pleased with what is happening among the UP partisans in and around America and Canada, and he owes them a visit. And I'm very optimistic and sure he's going to make that trip to meet with them. But I'll hopefully by then I will be finished and come back home.
So you confirming that the Ambassador Barker will be here before the year's end?
I'm very optimistic about that.
Okay, my next question. Is that a problem in UP? A lot of rumors talking about, if I mean problem, I'm not talking about, you just alluded to the fact that, well, we have some issues. But let's stay within Liberia for a minute. Unity Party. This thing about Yombly involvement or Benda Yuri, his relationship with Ambassador Barker, the mindset of Joseph Yema Barker, Ambassador Barker selecting his vice candidate. How you look at that? Is it a problem? Will it be a problem? Are we getting to a place now that there's pure stagnation in the sense that if Ambassador Barker failed to choose Senator Lawrence Kanga and Honorable Yuri, that will be a serious issues that can derail the entire campaign for Ambassador Barker. Can you clear the air? Why folks are so concentrated on Senator Yombly and Honorable Yuri when you talk about the VP?
Well, I think people kind of insinuate that send these two political leaders who are, heavyweight political leaders in Liberia, saying they are very friendly with the standard bearer. People are insinuating that either it will be Senator Yombly Kanga and Lawrence or Belinda Yuri. But you know what, I see, CEO, it is the prerogative of the standard bearer to choose whoever he feels comfortable with. As a national chairman, he has not solicited my view on that. And I want to respect his judgment in making the choice he feels will make the ticket a winnable ticket. And so some time when people ask me of my opinion, I believe that Ambassador Barker possesses the wisdom and he understands the political terrain of Liberia to make a sound decision that will help the ticket. So I'm going to give him the benefit of doubt to be able to make that choice. And I will leave it like that.
Do you think
whoever he chooses?
Well, we respect that.
Okay
listen, we respect that. I spoke to someone yesterday, one of the most powerful senator in Liberia, and he said to me, listen, it took, maybe more Adi can speak to that, it took Ambassador Barker everything during 2017 to select Nukwe. And even when they make the selection of Nukwe, they had to go to beg NEC, say, please, it was just up to the hours. They were probably like 2 hours late to even submit the name. And it was their argument to me. And they are saying that they are seeing the same pattern that Ambassador Joseph Yima Barker would drag this thing all the way down. Do you think it will be like 2017? Or you think you can tell Liberian tonight that this will be on a suitable time for folks to digest the selection of VP stick to Ambassador Boyka, because Nukwe selection was people are saying it was horrible. The time wasn't right. It took forever. In 2 hours, it went back to NEC. NEC had to accept it to introduce Nukwe to Liberians. It was too crazy. So you think we're going to walk that same walk, Chairman Luther? Topic?
No, I don't think so. These are two different contexts, and the time in 2017 is very different. And our Teneberry understands the political issues that borders on delaying or announcing running mate early. One thing is that whenever I talk to him, CEO, he always assures me, Chairman, we will name this Vice Teneberry much in time for the Liberian people to know. So I believe him. I believe he's not going to wait until the 11th hour. He's going to let the Liberian people know who will be his running mate at the appropriate time. And so Liberian people should relax. We're not going to do it a day before the next closest nomination process. No, we will announce. He will definitely make the choice before the deadline. I can assure the Liberian people.
My last question before we go to Kev Hassan. Let's stick with this nomination. It's important to Liberia. Are you guys in any conversation? Will you welcome any conversation from ANC?
Obviously, yes. Look, at this point, we are all in the opposition bloc, CEO. As a national chairman, I do not have the leverage to impose anyone on Ambassador Boyka. It is his prerogative to make the choice. At this junction, I know that anyone from the opposition bloc will be a suitable, once the person loves Liberia, concerned about Liberians' plight, and wanting to make George Weah one-term president. I'm very sure that everyone is on board. Anyone, he can pick anybody from the opposition bloc. I don't know. I cannot.
No, I'm not talking about selecting. I'm sorry, Chairman. I'm not talking about reaching out to Cummings for his VP. No, I'm saying, are you currently speaking to folks from ANC, your party, you're the chairman? Are you guys in conversation?
Yes.
Not about the let's just put aside the VP.
Okay.
Are you in very serious conversation with ANC? Because a lot of people are saying ANC, CPP, they are all, that division with the UP. Are you guys in any conversation with ANC?
Well, I have crossed paths with the Secretary General on a number of occasions. And of course, he plays a very pivotal role in the ANC. I have spoken with Alexander Cummings since my ascendancy as a chairman. And that's part of my job, to be able to engage with anyone in the opposition bloc. So, of course, we keep all the lines open, because it might be, I don't know the possibility of UP, ANC coming together. I can't say for sure. But at some point, we need each other. They will need us, we will need them, maybe first, second round, whatever. It's important to keep the lines open.
You think there's a room? You think we are there? If you talk about they may need us, we need them first round, second round, the line open. You are speaking to Aloysius too. If you say Aloysius too, I think you are also speaking with the 10, and you place a call to Mr. Cummings. I don't want to know the details of those information, but you think Liberians right now listen to you saying those things. You think you are giving them some hope that if there will be a unity in opposition?
Look, CEO, let me tell you, the Liberian people believe strongly that the opposition bloc needs to come together. Okay. There's no doubt about it. We need to do that at some point. I don't know how, but it's important to keep the lines open with all of the opposition leaders in the political parties. Yes, we talk to everybody. We'll be very much involved in talking with anyone who's very troubled about the condition of the country right now. And that's what I feel that the UP needs to do. And the leadership, we're trying to reach out to everybody as much as we can, because stronger opposition means a better chance of making George Weah one-term president.
Wow, what you just said scared the heck out of some people, like my friend Kev Hassan. But that's powerful for you to say. leaving no stone unturned, opening every channel, everything, communication-wise. This is big for Liberia tonight. Welcome to the show, Sintoman and George. I'll be bringing in Kev Hassan for the second round. Guys, you understand? We got about 40 minutes to go into this program. Kev Hassan.
Yeah, man. CEO, you always try to change.
Yeah, before you go, Tomali, you first it was Tomali and George. Now you have sin. Now you don't have chief to the sin. Tomorrow we'll see something.
Let's keep on a very important conversation. Kev Hassan, please. I beg
you know, my question, because of your question, you're trying to change my question. So, Chairman Tappe, you saying to the question CEO asking you, are you saying as we speak right now, the Unity Party and the ANC on the table right now discussing collaboration? Let's get it clear. That's what you're saying?
Officially, no. Officially to say, okay, let's sit down as a party and no. But from what I say, and the other leaders in all of the opposition bloc, we talk to ANC, we talk to ALP, we talk to the Senator Nyambli group, we talk to the other people. That is just the best thing to do to keep the opposition. Look, we are not enemies. We are not. We are Liberians who want a better future for the country. So there is nothing in trying to remain friendly across the line. So in case, just in case, something happened, we can all form a collaboration and make this thing a one-time blow. So it's not an official thing. I'm not saying that the party is now an official. No. But I want to make that clear I want to make that clear on a friendly basis. We talk to people from Senator Nyambli's side. We talk to people from ANC. We talk to people from ALP. We talk to even those. We talk to Rainbow Alliance. We talk to the other group. We talk to everybody, which is important for the opposition bloc.
Are you saying you're talking to them if there's a second round that you will need their support? Or you talking to them to join you now?
Everything is online. We are now, look, Kev, when you want a woman, what you do? You take time with friendship, right? Everything starts with friendship. Okay? So we got to talk with everybody across the aisle. Look, in case, if this thing comes to second round because we are all fighting against an incumbent, what's wrong with us talking and saying, what can we do? The same way that's the way the others think. We will rather support we will rather support an opposition person rather than to support George Weah's second term because the country is messed up. Okay. We all know that.
I need to take something off the table right now and let the Liberian people know. There is no changes will be at the head of the Unity Party. You as the chairman, come 2023, GMB will be running as your stand-up bearer. No change.
Yes, because it's a choice. Okay, it's a choice of the Liberian people.
So are you saying now, if the ANC want to come and join you, they'll be joining you as ANC, not as Mr. Cummings will be the head, but they will join you in support to remove President Weah?
We do not care. You yourself, Kev, you know that there's no formidable candidate in this race that George Weah is afraid of than GMB. So we're not going to, you know that. Kev, you know that. You're a sedition. You know that.
Give me chance. Give me chance.
You know that. You know there is no person, you know that. There's no politician that CDC that draft fear to the spine of seditions than GMB. So why would you think we will like such a person when the Liberian people, he's a darling, he's the one that everyone looks for. He's a man on a rescue mission. Why do you think we want to exchange him for someone who may not have the political gravity to unseat George Weah? Any other candidate against George Weah will be George Weah easy way for second term. You know that, Kev. You know it. And Liberian people know that. So we are not that we are Not that we're trying to be unreasonable, but that is the real fact. The only person the Liberian people know that cannot see George we are now is just Nimba County. And so anyone who's a politician will understand that, look, you must understand this. It's clear.
Kev, you have asked for a question, man. Let's move on.
CEO, we can't change for what he's saying. But if you come there, CEO, I want us to stick on that point.
But we are
to have the political to remove the president except JMB. So let's go down.
Kev, you interrupting the show. I beg you, my man. We are not many way enjoy ourselves.
Very important.
The chairman is not like internet is strong. Hold on 1 minute more. Hold on 1 minute. We will enjoy ourselves tonight, Kev. Calm down, relax. The man in America, he go anywhere. But let me say something to you before more Adi come in, right? This is very important. Just to add to Kev's question. Are you with us, Chairman?
Yeah, he's with us.
Yeah, I think his internet. All right. So Mo, man.
Yeah, I wanted to say something quickly before the chairman gets back. Kev, the chairman was clear. The Unity Party's leadership is in conversation with other political parties.
Correct.
With opposition political parties. And he has said so at least I can take cue from what he has said to expand on it. They're in conversation with other political parties to see the possibility of two things. Either we can all come together and they support the quest of the Unity Party and to create a rapprochement amongst the political parties so that we can be able to speak with one voice or in one accord or to collaborate on other issues that are of national concerns. The second part is, if there is a second round, I don't think the CDC is going to any second round, but in case there is a second round, whoever it is from the opposition bloc that is in that second round, he told you very clearly, we will galvanize our support behind that opposition person who may go to a second round with an incumbent. So he's made that clear.
Yeah, I see.
But one thing he has also made very clear is the fact that Joseph Boakai will beat the candidate. Joseph Boakai is the lead opposition candidate in this country, and all of the surveys have proven that. So without taking Joseph,
I don't want you former Secretary General. I want to bring in Tumani George, and we all know Tumani George. You know, he's on sedation, he's on the fence, whatever the case may be. And I know the chairman is coming back. But I know the chairman is coming back. It's important to hear from Tumani George. Georgie, this is the chairman of Unity Party, the Reverend Luther Tappe, making this bold statement. This is concerning tonight. Folks, listen to him. He said, we opening our arms to every member from the opposition bloc. I want you to talk to us, Georgie, because you are alluding to these things last week. And this chairman is now sealing this thing, said that's what we are doing. Talk to us.
First, good afternoon, everyone. Again, we are in crunch time. We're in crunch time. In politics, it's quite crunch time. And like Mo rightly said, JMB is arguing the leading opposition figure in the country. He's the one who's the leading opposition figure in the opposition bloc. He's right now as the most formidable opposition figure in the country. And so what he should have done before CPP, the first CPP, is what they are doing right now, trying to collaborate with the opposition bloc. And so the best for them is that to lead our effort to get the opposition together. Like I wanted to ask a question to the chairman, whether there are plans to community meet on a regular basis, you know, having this collaboration, and every week or month meet to coordinate and to keep the opposition together, even though they are from different parties, but to keep the block together, in case tomorrow is a runoff want to rule the ruling establishment, we can already the whole map. Oh,
we are losing you. We are losing you. Tumani, we are losing you, brother. We are losing you. Let me bring in Kev Hassan. What Tumani fix his receiver. Kev, you go. Let me bring in Kev. Well, folks, I want to say the Reverend Chopper is coming back. We're having a very interesting conversation. He just got here less than 48 hours ago. He's here in the United States, in New Jersey. This is very important to have the discussion now because of what he said. The opposition bloc is, most of them are celebrating. The imposition CDC is going to be a different conversation moving forward because this chairman is saying, I am speaking to Aloysius too. I am speaking to ANC Chairman the 10th. I am speaking to Yombli Kanga Lawrence Camp. I am speaking to ALP Benda Yue Camp. I am making these different connections because we want to make George Manneh we are a one-term president. Kev, this big. It's from the chairman. And let me come back to you while Sintumani adjusts his camera. Talk to us, Kafiko.
Well, you see, when people say stuff like that, maybe other people will be in that kind of illusion thing. Yeah, they're gonna come. It's not. What the Reverend is doing is politicking. The issues. All he's saying, yeah, we'll come back. We need, but listen. The important part we need to take from here: nobody will be at the head of the ticket beside JMB. And he also said he's the most qualified person. He's the person who will put nobody better. The Liberian people want him. Basically, what he's saying that the rest of the guy like Cummings, if Cummings want to come in, Cummings should just come in as a regular member and support us. But we will have our ticket. They're talking about getting the vice president. Joe Bakai said, look, he said that JMB said, look, we will get our vice president. So they're building the ticket. So you're talking about if the opposition come together, let's say Mr. Cummings want to come before, he will come as an ordinary floor member and support. These people, what he's saying, we are moving forward. We are going. We're talking to them. Yes, we can talk to them.
But I can see, okay, hold on now.
We should not put that. He said it clear. That's why I'm asking that question.
Yeah, but Kev, Kev, hold on now. I see the Reverend coming back. He's connecting more. Listen to what Kev is saying, though. Is Kev serious? This guy was very clear. Don't shoot that. Let's people. I'm asking specifically, and he said, and Mo said it too. But why are you interrupting us?
And they're finding the VP.
But why are you interrupting us? It's more time to speak. Mo, listen to what. Look, the crew we call it Tabata. Listen to what I kept saying, Mo.
So I listened to Kev very carefully. Firstly, the chairman did not say Ambassador Bwaka is the most qualified in terms of qualification, education.
No, not education.
When you be talking, I can give you a chance.
Hey, man.
In terms of the
let me interrupt you. You know what's happening? What Luther Tabet did tonight is so bad. To tell you the truth, it have caused problem. But go ahead, talk to us, bro.
It will cause problem to people who want to use it as a propaganda. It ain't mean nothing to me. What's that?
You don't other people. Kev, hold on.
Music before.
CEO, please mute Kev more. Kev. So the chairman said, in terms of the presidency, Joseph Boakai is the most formidable opposition figure who can easily defeat President Weah. This is the person the Nigerian people have decided they want to vote for. And when he talks about forming a ticket, Kev, the standard bearer is consulting. The chairman told you that. And eventually, he will name a ticket. This ticket, according to the chairman, will be as a result of consultations, broad-based consultation. I even heard the Secretary General said that again, if it were not on this show, but on another show. And so if we are talking to other political parties, there are so many opposition political parties here. Not each of those political parties will present or running mate, but we are clear, and you are right on this. Joseph Boakai is going to be on the ticket in 2023. That is a God-given right, and that is sanctioned by the Unity Party and all of those, even in the opposition, who support the Unity Party. So let's not be belaboring this argument about when they can't be fighting for first spot and second spot. We made that mistake in the formation of the CPP. The UP is not going over that mistake again. We're going into collaboration with anybody. The UP is going to be clear. Joseph Boakai is the lead. It's as simple as that.
Folks, Mo, and I see Timon George and Little Tapper trying to come back in. We're going to wait for them. That they have to come back in. Moadi, you just said something. The mistake was made during the original CPP. But I think boys turn to men, girls turn to women, and the people have understand that CPP and those that left of that CPP and other political party. What we hearing, Kev? And that's what Reverend Tapper just said. That we are talking. Mo, Reverend Tapper is on. I'm bringing him on now. Mo, how scary is that for Kev to hear tonight on a good Sunday like this, the 6th of November, the opposition are talking? Mo, you got to understand this. Reverend Tapper have messed up Kev Good Sunday. Kev was about to go across the street to a little spot there where he can sit down and relax and drink his Blue Moon and have eaten a Burger King from a burger from over there. And Kev will not even leave his house anymore because Reverend Tapper said we're talking. I will give you another 30 seconds, Mo. This thing that we're talking, how disturbing it is in Jowea camp, in CDC camp.
So what I think is that it's worrisome for them, and I can see it in Kev's face. The chairman is clear. We are speaking with every opposition political party, and those conversations are proceeding very well. But he also made very clear that we are clear with these people that Joseph Boakai is going to be the candidate. We are soliciting your support. And like I said, the chairman made it clear. Everybody cannot be running mate. Every political party in the opposition bloc that we collaborate with cannot produce the running mate. And so he stated here very clearly that there will be broad-based consultations, which the Standard Bureau is doing. But what is more important is that the chairman stated they are speaking with other political parties, and he was clear with speaking with. He has spoken with Mr. Cummings. He's in contact with the Secretary General of the ANC, the Rainbow Alliance, these people. And one other important thing that he also said, that if there is a second round, we will support whoever opposition candidate that is there in a second round. And you don't know. That's why I told you, I said the chairman engagement with these opposition parties may be a twofold. One, can you support us in the first round? Two, if you are not supporting us, let's build up this rapport so that we are into the second round. You give us the support. And I think that is a very good beginning. And this is what is sending shockwaves down the spines of Kev Hassan and his people.
Let me bring in the chairman and Sintomane. After I do this, I want you to ask your question. Chairman Tapper, thank you for coming back, though. What we do here in America, we do not go off internet. So I think that library phone you're going to put it aside. But I want to say, let me ask you. You were saying, you were saying something about this, and you said probably first round. If all is right, you're not even talking about second round. If people can come around, Joseph Human Boycott, if people can say, you know what, enough is enough. Let's ride it around. And, the ambassador, This thing is done in first round. I want you to finish up, and then we can move to St. Thomas and George.
Look, CEO, our country is heading in the wrong direction under the CDC-led government. Everything is just on a wrong trajectory. Our country image needs to be redeemed. And at this point, I don't care what they say about Joseph Nimba. He is the choice of the ordinary Liberian. They have absolute confidence in him. A man who has served in the public service for many years with no record of corruption. This man, no matter what you say about him, the ordinary Liberian people will say, we're not stupid again. We're going to make the right choice. Look, CDC is aware, Kev Hassan is aware that if left with other political blocs, Georgia should be throwing his champagne bottle out right now, knowing that his second round is seized. But with Joseph Nimba, they know that the Liberian people are ready to give this man, a tested politician, the seat of power to move our country on the right trajectory. And there is no politician in Liberia right now, CEO, that is ready to take on George Weah than GMB. The CDCians are aware. President Weah is aware.
So
that
let
no
me stop you
politician.
for a minute, Chairman. You are not saying that they are not ready. When you talk about the education, the working experience all over the world, they are qualified though. But the people of Liberia are not ready to give them
yes
that chance yet against George Manoria. Popularity
yes.
though.
Yes.
People believe in Joseph Nimba, that he's the one right now, than
Yes.
any other politician that may come to run against John Manoria. I want you to make that very clear.
That's
It's not
correct.
education, correct.
Look, I mean, every man or woman in the opposition bloc is competent, is qualified educationally, and in terms of leadership, they have been proven in some areas of their life. There's no doubt. But at this junction, 2023, I can tell you, the Liberian people minds are made up to make Joseph Nimba the president. Does that mean it's going to be a easy role? Absolutely not. Even God gave the promised land to Israel, but they got to fight for it. And that's what we're going to be doing. But the Liberian people's minds are made up that the best person to rule this country and provide the kind of leadership that will redeem Liberia is going to be under Joseph Nimba. And as important as this may be, CEO, let the opposition bloc understand. If they said they love Liberia, if they said they really cared about the future of this country, I'm not saying it just because I'm a United Party chairman. Let them go on the street. Polls after polls, even including the Spoon TV and Spoon radio stations. There is no one in the opposition bloc who can take on President Weah than Joseph Nimba. And even any politicians in the opposition bloc understand and read the political waters. It's important for you to come to the realization that there is one person at a time. The moment for Joseph Nimba to become president is 2023. And I want to call on all politicians, all the oppositions to build around this brand name, GMB, because that's the only person that can make sure that President Weah is a one-term president. And I have no apology for that. Kemp Asai knows that. He understands it.
Wow.
And so I want to say that categorically.
Yeah, let's bring in tomorrow, George. George, you have two questions, my brother.
Welcome, Chairman. Chairman Tapper, welcome to the U.S. and welcome again. It's good to talk to you on Spoon.
Thank you very much.
What we are seeing is that what you guys should have done in prior to the OCPP is what you are doing now. That as the leading opposition party in the country, the party that went to the runoffs with President Weah, you guys should have immediately come up from that runoff and say, look, form a coalition and take the lead. But instead, you guys are starting from scratch and they came the problem. But now what you are saying now is what most people expected that you guys would have done. Like what happened in CDC, when CDC got ready, they said, look, we are the strongest opposition party. MPP, LPDP, we want to join you guys, but we had a ticket. And now that's what you guys are doing now. But my question is, what are you doing to ensure that coalition, that maybe unofficial coalition, stays together, to work together, like maybe having weekly meetings or monthly meetings or so forth, to keep the coalition together and discussing about opposition unity? What are you doing to ensure that everybody will be on board and that there won't be no distraction and so forth?
Well, Tamale, to be honest with you, as I said in an earlier statement, I don't know whether you're online, but at this point, the leadership of the opposition are crisscrossing path, talking to each other. That is very crucial and a very important element to lay, a foundation to lay. And we are also saying and talking the real facts. The truth of the matter is, when it comes to politics, everyone wants to become president. But guess what? When a country is going down in the way that Liberia is going down, it's not time for personal aggrandizement, personal promotion. It's time to put the interest of the country ahead and above every other thing. And so at this point, we are talking to leaders in the parties. We are just on a friendly note, understanding. And one thing we all have agreed, that it will be better to have one of our opposition person who has the political gravity to challenge President Weah than for opposition to be divided at some point. In first round, maybe we may not get everybody. We know that there are some people who are going to be very intransigent and wanting to try the political waters by themselves. Well, that is their rights as citizens to do that. They can go ahead and do it. But when it comes to second round, the opposition bloc is resolved. We are resolved that we're not going to spend one day, on a president we are in the second term, because our country is heading in the wrong direction. And so we understand, and good to inform you that most of them do know that Master Nabera, JMB, is the one that even the market women, the motorcycle riders, the villagers are saying he's the only formidable candidate that can put up a serious political fight with President Weah. And all of them are coming to that realization. So we are talking, so it starts from talking. After my trip, we're going to bring again the opposition bloc together. We're going to go beyond just the mere, admiration for each other. And we're going to go a step further, and which will eventually lead to, a document that will show some form of collaboration before the elections. I can assure you, we are determined this time to rescue Liberia.
Wait. Can you repeat what you just said, please? Just your last line is important.
What I said, we are kind of talking on a friendly note now, and as our discussion advances, there's no doubt we have admiration among ourselves in the opposition bloc. As time goes by, we're going to get to a point of an agreement. Look, I don't expect, CEO, I don't expect that in the first round, we were going to form one opposition bloc. I don't expect that. If that happens, I'll be glad. But that is not my expectation. But we will go beyond just a friendly conversation, friendly engagement, to a point to say, you know what, if we went into the elections for the first round and any of the opposition comes second, we will do everything we can to support the other. And we're going to go into a document with a clear, defined memorandum of understanding, where and that is what I mean. And we will do that. We agree that Jawia is not an alternative for the country.
So Tony, you gotta come in. These people are going back to another MOU.
Yeah, but Chairman Tappen, okay. My last question. So that means that for the fact that you guys have started talking, opposition are talking among themselves, the former vice president will be very, very careful in making his VP choice. I can tell, because I know before. I mean, can you tell us a timeline by which time? By this, because the last time in 2017, he made a very hasty VP choice. I'm coming. Oh, okay. Okay, so my question is, he making his VP choice for this time around now, he'll be very, very careful. And he might delay. I'm sure he'll delay because you guys are talking to opposition. Like you just said, hopefully somebody in the opposition camp will agree that, okay, we'll collaborate with you guys on a ticket. And my last question there is that, are there plans for the former vice president to personally call his fellow opposition leaders for a stakeholders meeting to say, look, let us meet him maybe in Ghana or somewhere so we can have a discussion. Give it one more try to have a discussion where it will reach to that level, from the chairmanship level to the political leaders level. What we expect to see happen in anytime soon?
Well, there's no doubt that our standard bearer, JMB, has been engaged with a number of the opposition leaders. There's no doubt about it. The only person that, since our leadership, ascended to the position of chairman and all of the news leadership, the only person we have not seen in any of our meetings is Mr. Cummins. There's no doubt about it. But we are cognizant. We are aware that Unity Party, being the largest opposition party, we are playing that leadership role to keep engaged with other friendly opposition. And so it's an ongoing process. But it's going to be based on facts. It's going to be on empirical or evidence, not just on political congestion. No, it's going to be based on facts and what people saying around the country. And I believe that we are already engaged with someone like Honorable Ure. We are engaged with someone like Senator Nyambli Kanga Lawrence. We are engaged with the Rainbow. We are engaged with the DAL. We are engaged with so many of the different components of the opposition bloc. The only person who have not attended any of our meaningful engagement is Mr. Cummins of the ANC. But we believe as opposition that it is important for the country at some point for us to come together. And as the chairman, I promise I want to work on that as much as we can. But what remains unflinching is that we all are aware that the only person who can defeat Judge Weah is GMB. And any other thing can be on the table for discussion.
Let me ask you a question, then we'll go to Kev Hassan. What's the conversation about DAL? Talk to Liberians about this thing. Will UP go into that agreement and the name UP will be changed to DAL and you guys will not sign on the document? What's the conversation? Just clear the air, please.
The DL is a conglomeration of friendly political institutions that have huge admiration for our standard bearer. They didn't hide it. In fact, at some point, some of them said, look, if we don't need this man, we want to hijack him from the UP and take him because he is the right person. They believe it. And these are political gurus. These are not novice in the Liberian politics. Okay? And so DAL is a great, solid political alliance that has been built. They have invited the Unity Party to be a part of it. And definitely, we're going to go in some form of agreement. I'm not sure whether we're going to abandon our brand name and take on a DAL instead of Unity Party. We are still discussing, but these are things that are on the table. But one thing is clear, in the DAL document, we don't want, like what Mo was saying, what Mo Ali was saying, we're not going to make that same mistake of the CPP, where everybody come to the table equal. No, in politics, everybody is not equal. We are not all equal according to Animal Farm. There are some people who are more equal than others. And so we're not going to go into that to say, oh, you know what? Someone with a party that got 3 members will be on the same political pedestal as Unity Party. We're not going to go there. The DAL have so much respect and admiration for Joseph Nyumambuaka. And so they have clearly indicated that he will be the standard bearer. So that means if they are coming over to help us in making this dream to come true, at some point, the Unity Party is going to go in some memorandum of understanding with them.
Yeah, but
so that at the end of the day, they will know exactly that we really appreciate their friendliness and their support for our standard bearer.
Correct. So just two more questions from me, please. DAL, part of the agreement, or you can correct me, is for you to take a VP candidate from DAL or from a political party within DAL. Is that correct?
Well, that is not on the floor for discussion right now. But of course, you will expect, CEO, that these are political people. They will expect at some point some political dividend for their endorsement.
Is that something Ambassador Bwaka will agree to? Can you hear that?
Well, we haven't officially as a political institution. We are not. We are just an observer of the DLL. It's a conglomeration of political opposition bloc who love our senator. So we have not even put to pen any major agreement. But we know that these are the things that they are thinking about.
Correct. But those are the things that are open for discussion. So
yes.
My question is moving towards what is happening in Liberty Party with the fragmentation, and Senator Yombly Kanga Lawrence is supporting Jose Yema Bwaka. We all can see that though. And also she have a desire to be a VP. If we agree on their conditions, that Ambassador Bwaka is our standard bearer, take your VP from us. But Senator Yombly is coming in not with Liberty Party, as everything is right now. They probably go back to NEC on the 9th. It is scheduled for them to go for that hearing, Liberty Party. They will be heading to the Supreme Court again. Are you now saying to Liberians that Senator Yombly Kanga Lawrence is out of the VP choice because she will be coming in not with Liberty Party? Can you talk to us? Can you clear this thing for us?
Look, CEO, I really don't want to dive into that. I really don't. It's not within my space of authority to make that determination. I've always said the choice of the VP is the prerogative of my standard bearer. I respect his judgment, his wisdom. He knows who to put on a ticket that will make the ticket formidable and winnable. I do not want to speak to what is happening in Liberty Party. One thing I am hoping is that I hope that Liberty Party, a friendly institution, will be able to put a house in order. That's my hope for them. But as regard the question you asking, please permit me to not make further comment to that.
It's okay. I'm done with that. My last question before we go to Kev Hassan. Well, what do you make of when the time comes? Do you think Jose Yema Bwaka can accept if he will? Do you think it will be a good decision to bring in Arizona Cummings as his running mate? A lot of folks say that Mr. Cummings going second to Bwaka is a one-term defeat. One term, just one. In the blink of an eye, election is over. A lot of Liberians will support that ticket. What do you say, Chairman Talbot? The Bwaka and Cummings ticket.
Look, anyone that former Vice President Bwaka Mastemebere would choose to become his running mate, guess what? As the national chairman of the party, we trust his wisdom. At this point, any Liberian who loves the country, who understands the political mess we are in and the need to rescue our country, and is coming on board with that spirit of patriotism in Liberia first. Mr. Weatherspoon, I give you my word. As a chairman, we're going to work with that person. It could be Senator Yombly Kanga. It could be Elizana Cummings. My role as a national chairman is to be able to stand with the team, with the party stalwarts, to ensure whoever our standard bearer chooses to be his running mate, to ensure that ticket wins 2023.
Thank you. Kev Hassan, get ready. You come in, Kev Fico. If it is not being that year, are you expecting a big wahala from ALP? If it is not being that year on the ticket as VP? Reverend?
Oh, say that again. Sorry, I thought you were
If
talking
it
to.
is not, if it is not banned that you are Honorable Uric as the running mate to Joseph Boakai, everything he have gone through, all his support, financial support, moral support, do you think that Ben that Uric will go rogue? He will get mad. Do you think so? Or you trust that he will accept the decision of the former vice president?
I think Mr. Ure will accept that. Look, that Mr. Ure, to be honest, until I became chairman, I kind of know him from a distance. But now that I'm a chairman, I sit with him, I listen to him. I think if he's not chosen, in my opinion, he's going to stay on board and still support the opposition bloc.
Okay.
That's my thoughts.
Thank you.
I don't think he's going to go away.
Guys,
Yes,
let's do the last round of questioning. Please, 2 questions each, because they're pushing me for the next segment. It's going to be 10 o'clock in Liberia pretty soon in the next 27 minutes. So, Honorable Kev, thank you very much, Honorable Tapet. I'm done with my question. We're going to go to Kev Hassan, Timothy George, and Mo Ali will take us home. Honorable Kev.
You know, you talk about someone with 3 votes. Basically, you're saying people who come with less votes, you want to join us, you got to be to the back. You also talk about political gravity. Let's talk on policy wise, you know. You talk about JMB is best suited to face Judge Manawia. I don't want you to just put the question. I don't want you to just answer in give me a vague answer. Oh, JMB is best. Oh, this. I want you to go into it. Tell me why JMB is better suited to face Joe Weah than Mr. Cummings. Let's get that understanding. Let our people get that understanding. Why JMB? Not the vague answer. Hey, he's better. Hey, he can do it. The Liberian people like him. Give me some and something tangible in there that Cummings is lacking, and why Cummings cannot face the Judge Manawia and JMB is better. Give me something.
Okay. I'm glad you're a political analyst. One thing that is important is to take a political survey of Liberian politics over the years. Liberians are good people. But there's one thing that I want us to agree on this platform. Liberians, by political understanding, do not, and again, I underscore that, do not make a stranger a president.
Wow. Wow.
Stranger, not that he's not a Liberian, but it comes with the person being in Liberia for a longer time. As much as I admire Mr. Cummings, he's a political novice when it comes to presidency. Let's go back a little bit. During the time of President Taylor, why did Liberians make President Taylor president? In spite of all the suffering that they went through. That name Taylor was floating around for many, 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 many years in their suffering. At the point they say, you know what? Since this guy thinks that he can become our redeemer, let's give it to him. They made him president. Well, almost at the end of his term, he has to be taken to the Hague. Madam Sally ran against him, 97. Liberian people said, well, you know, you're not a kind of right person. And then we had World War I, we had World War II, we had World War III. And then when Madam Sally came, they said, oh, wow, this is a name that I've been in the political domain of Liberia. Let's give it to her. And they made Madam Sally president. Even President Weah, who is today the incumbent, came into the political space around 2005. With all of his soccer popularity, that name was floating around from the 80s. And then he became president. He filed against Madam Sally in 2005. He lost the election. Madam Sally became president in 2005, 2011. It was not until 2017 before Georgia had his own time and he became president of Liberia. Now, if you understand the political history of Liberia, this does not in any way make one Liberian more Liberian than the other. But if you understand the trace of how Liberians do politics, you got to be in the vanguard for some time. Your name need to resonate with the people at every level, not only at the elite level, but even at the grassroots level. In as much as Mr. Cummings is qualified, he has all of the academic pedigree and managerial abilities. He's still considered a novice to the Liberian politics. The name Liberian people can easily relate to is Jose Nimba, vice president for 12 years. He vowed against President Weah. In 2017, he lost it. Now, if you understand the political history that I've laid for you, Kev, you know the Liberians will not trade a notable name like Jose Nimba, whom they have tested, character-wise, and experience, for Cummings, whom I respect deeply, but I believe this election is not his time. The Liberian people minds are made up that Jose Nimba is the person that they will want to work with. But we love him. We want to work with him. I'm just taking through the political history of how Liberians make decisions. It doesn't mean that he's not qualified. No, he is. But I'm just giving you the historical epochs of how Liberians make decisions. But we are willing to work with everybody. Going forward, we believe that Mr. Cummings at some point will understand this, he and his team, and we jump board with the opposition bloc, and we're going to make George we are one-time president because our country needs redemption.
Okay, you come up with some strong points against Mr. Cummings. You call him a political novice. He's a stranger, which GMB used that particular language before. You talk about someone with three members. So you talk about political gravity. It seemed like the Unity Party has made up their mind and saying that Mr. Cummings should support us, but he cannot lead this ticket because he don't have it. And I want you to talk about two things. He is a stranger and someone with just three members. That's my second question. I want you to just enlighten me what you're talking about, what you meant about he is a stranger and someone with three members.
Well, see, I don't know what I'm not hearing clearly. I don't know. Maybe can you, for some reason, the line drop and I'm not hearing it clearly.
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me, Chairman?
Yeah, I'm hearing you, but faintly.
Kev, can you say something?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, Kev, I'm hearing you, but it's not as loud as it was before. So okay. I don't know why.
So what you need to do, Chairman, if you on the call and receive a messenger phone call, it drop your volume.
Yeah.
So I think that's what happening.
Yeah.
So if you want to just go out and come back in, that will be fine because we're wrapping up. So just reconnect. Probably receive a phone call. Thank you. Mo Ali, let me come to you while the chairman go out to reconnect. Talk to us, Mo. Yeah.
Well, firstly, sometimes Kev brings questions that are intended to brew some discord among oppositions, and I first like to tell Kev. Kev, they asked me about it. Wait. I first like to make Kev understand. Kev, hold on.
You gotta give the more chance.
I first like to make Kev to understand that JMB is not competing against Mr. Cummings. The Unity Party is not competing against the ANC. Kev should be asking questions like, What makes JMB better suited than George Weah? George Weah is the one in position. It is not Mr. Cummings who is in the position. To think that, you pitting JMB against Mr. Cummings. No. So in my opinion, JMB is not running against Cummings. So don't be asking the question of what made JMB better than Mr. Cummings. No. The competition is between JMB and President Weah. And I'm sure if you put the right question, the chairman is going to tell you what makes JMB much more better and qualified and more experienced than President Weah. Why JMB can do better than what President Weah has done. In fact, why JMB can take the country from the slums that George Weah has depreciated this country to. Don't be bringing between JMB and Mr. Cummings. JMB and Mr. Cummings, they're not in competition. We are competing against President Weah. And secondly, I see you keep stressing on this thing about the chairman said three-man party. It is not in the literal sense. This is just, things that you say when you comparing strength of political party. It could mean, UP has 10 members and the other party has 3 members. What he's trying to say in essence is that Unity Party is the biggest opposition party. And when we are going to any discussion, we are going with terms that we have a particular strength that other parties do not have, and we must be given that deference. That's what the chairman is trying to say. CEO, the chairman is back. I'm sure he can.
Yeah, the chairman is back. We're going to give, but I beg you, let's give the chairman. You were about to answer your question.
He answered my question, CEO. I was asking another question.
I understand. So repeat your last question now.
Yeah.
For us to go.
Yeah. Mo, I think the chairman is answering question that even some of UP partisans have talked about it, so it's not strange. It's not my word. It's the chairman word. He called Mr. Cummings a political novice, a stranger, which your political leader used before, and he said someone with 3 members. You are quite correct. Someone with 3 members doesn't mean actually 3 members, but they are lower in number than the Unity Party. We all know that. We all know the Unity Party is well established than the ANC. We know that. So we know that part. I'm just asking him to because the political leader stressed on this stranger thing, and this man is a Liberian. He was born in Liberia. Why the Unity Party keep calling Mr. Cummings a stranger? And he also called him and add again tonight a political novice. Why? Because the 3 members, I want to ask you that because I know that they don't have the numbers. But these 2 political novice and stranger, a man who was born in Liberia, why is he a stranger? In politics.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Kev. The Reverend Tapet.
Kev, what I was trying to do is to run you through the historical Liberian historical survey of how decisions are made. So let get that straight. I want to give you the history of how Liberians make decisions. And that is what I feel. Just as your man Bwaka's name has been around, you go to the villages, the name is there. He's the only person at this point that can defeat President Weah. I said it. Mr. Cummings is a very good Liberian. He too wants to rule the country. He has his own vision. But I'm telling you, the reason why we feel that he's the only person that can defeat. And like what Mo Ali said, we're not running against each other. We are running against to take the highest office from George Weah. We feel in the opposition bloc, even all of the smaller political parties. Let me make it for the record straight, Kev. I did not say that Honorable Cummings' party is 3 members. That 3-member thing came about when I was talking about the DEL. They are smaller, much smaller members, and I was just giving it as an analogy for the records, not ANC. I was making that analogy based on all the smaller parties that are coming together and believe that our Tenebara is the best. I'm only giving you. I'm a Liberian historian, and I'm only giving you how Liberians make decisions over the past 30 years, and that's what I'm only trying to survey to show you pointedly that Joseph Nimba name resonated with people in the villages, in the towns, in the marketplace, in other places. And that is the historical epoch and historical analysis I was giving to you. Not in any way to discredit Mr. Cummings that he's not able or he's a stranger. I said it, and I will say on the show, he is a Liberian. He's qualified. He has everything it takes. But at this point, I'm believing that the Liberian people are resolved that the person that can take on President Weah is just a human boy guy. So I just want to make that record clear.
Thank you very much, Chairman. We're going to go to Mo Ali and Senator Martin George. Guys, we got only 12 minutes left, though. We have to go make your point, Mohammed.
Thank you, CEO. Chairman, this question quickly. Many Liberians are concerned as to whether the standard bearer of the UP or the leadership of the UP is in conversation with Councillor Tiawon Gonglo or the LPP.
Yes. Mo, as I said, Mr. Tiawon Gonglo is a very experienced advocate over the many years, so Liberians know him for that. A good lawyer, a man who loves this country. I've had a chance, when that unfortunate incident happened to me, he was very magnanimous. He sent his party chairman and some many officials to come and empathize with me in the days of my distress when my property was courted by fire. And it was a very good talk. His chairman and I are good friends. And let me tell you more, to other Liberian people, every Liberian opposition political leader is a possibility to become a running mate to our standard bearer. And I want to make it categorically clear, it's not within my purview to make that determination. If the standard bearer feels any of these men or women, whether it's Senator Nyambli Kanga or Tiawon Gonglo or Honorable Cummings or Honorable Ure, it is my duty as the chairman to work with whoever he chooses so that we can formulate a victory plan and a strategy to make sure that 2023 will be victorious for us. So yes, everybody's on the line and we will do whatever we can to work with everybody to ensure that this victory is assured.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Senator Money, your last question.
Yeah, Chairman, I would say this, when you collaborate, when you're in discussion with other parties, sometimes you gotta be very, very measured on a show, because when you refer to Mr. Cummings as political novice, I don't think it was the choice of words was the right word to use on your colleague. But again, it's politics. Again, and then it's so good for you. You got a political strong, smart political man like Mo Ali stay in your corner. So I think he saved the day today. But anyway, I'll say this. My question is, do former Vice President Barker has any plan to tour the country before election, because before the official campaign starts, or to galvanize people to register to vote? He hasn't planned to make a nationwide tour.
Yes, yeah, of course. You see, we already started that. We've been to Banga, we've been to Kakata. We are planning other trips even after my time here. We want to take standard bearer everywhere we can. I can assure you he will be able to visit the Liberian people everywhere. Yes, there are plans.
Okay, thank you. I'm all set. I'm all set.
Thank you very much, the Honorable Reverend the Right Reverend, or should I say Right Reverend? No, Reverend. Okay. Reverend Luther Calper, we want to say thank you very much for joining us on this. And listen, enjoy your stay in the United States, and we're going to set a time to meet, and we're going to set a time to discuss further, because it is with, and I know you're going to join us on the Spoon Talk with everyone to have more of this discussion. We couldn't get into other issue like the comment that Edwin Snow, Senator Snow made a few days ago while you were traveling. We were happy to host your Secretary General, Amos Square. Again, we want to say please find out one person to come and rotate with Mo Ali to make the UP case on the Spoon Talk. You know, we're all over with all the radio stations, the TV network, and social media outlets. We're looking on to you to send out one person to make the Unity Party case. We are open, and we'll welcome anyone you send. But again, thank you very much for joining all. We couldn't put you on the flyer because we know this was just.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking I was just saying hello, but thank you for the
it was
for
a
the
great.
opportunity.
It was a great. Talk to us as you leave us. Talk to us, please.
Well, thank you. It's a privilege, and I'm glad to see you, CEO, that you are planning to have a UP representative, and I thank Moali for being there always. Because we were always feeling like the Spoon TV does not even care about Unity Party, but now you are proving in the past. So let me congratulate you for that U-turn. And I think Mo is such a experienced person who represents the UP thoughts and our political philosophy. And I want to use this opportunity to say to all of the opposition bloc, if there's nothing that unite us at this time, we must be united to ensure that 2023, the opposition will emerge victorious. And that's our hope. And we believe that all of us can work together to make this happen. With Jesse Newman Burkhardt as the favorite, I want to call on all the opposition to come together. Let's make this happen for the Liberian people. They are depending on us. It's time to drop all of our personal aggrandizement and look forward and put the interests of the country ahead. Thank you so much for having me. A great pleasure to be with you all. Thank you very much.
Let God bless you. Thank you too. Thanks.
Yes. Bye.
All right. Have a good night. So that's it. That's it, folks. We are glad to have the chairman, Unity Party chairman, the Reverend Luther Tappet. Let's wrap up, guys. Let's wrap up. I want you to go listen to Money George, and I know it was sometimes I should listen to my gut instinct and not to bring Kev on the show. But talk to me, listen Money George.
Well, like you just said, I'll tell you this though. The chairman, I think he just getting into this position. There are a lot of things he needs to learn. And I'll be honest with you, most here today. Honestly, I hope, even though he's not in position again, but I hope he should keep President Moore around in some advisory role, because Kev, anybody who thinks Kev understand the dynamics and dialectics of Liberian politics making a mistake. Kev's a smart guy. Kev tried to entrap the chairman, and he fell for it. He fell for Kev entrapment, and that's what Kev had to do. I mean, anybody would do the same thing. He chew out the stuff there. The chairman fell for it, but Mo was smart to come in right away to do cleanup, and that's how you do about it. But again, we're in a very we are entering a very crazy, very tough season. It will be crazy. It will be nasty, and you gotta be smart when you come on this kind of a platform, because the goal of your opponent is to trap you, to confuse you, to cause confusion in your camp, and so forth. But what the UP is doing now, that's what it should have done prior to the OCPP. When they started the CPP, they should have come as a role of leadership to start from that vantage point. But they waited and they got into all kinds of whatever wahobalo, talk about black votes and all kind of stuff, and in court, and so what happened. But now, as you can see, the Liberty Party trying to unify, come together. It may be in their interest. UP may benefit from it. Who knows? But I think they're on the path they're on now. Trying to play leadership in opposition is a good thing, and they can hold opposition collaboration together, opposition unity, and see how far they go, because it's up to them. As I always tell you guys, we either have a re-elected president, or a new president come 2023. So it's up to them to know how to play that game, how they're going to move forward. But if they're going to sit down and allow themselves to be in confusion throughout the process, they will regret in the final analysis. But it was a good show, and I hope Mo and some of his experienced guys in UP can help the chairman. He still needs to learn all the political theatics and so forth. But it was a good show, and I wish the chairman well, and I wish our election well. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dissent. Thank you. Kev Hassan, you go.
We have a good show. I was, relaxing, watching the Liverpool game. And I saw a text. I'm like, okay, it's a good Sunday. Let's come. I wanted to come and have a good show with Moali, and the chairman came in and make the show good. And I think the chairman spoke the truth. But if anybody think that what the chairman is saying, maybe he spoke the truth. To echo what Jose Himan Buckeye said, that Comey is a stranger. I think that's what he there for. To walk in line with the political leader. Political leader said that they expect the chairman to say no, to call him a novice. That's what the JMB saying. That's what he repeating, what the political leader is saying. They say they're better than him. Liberian people trust them. They don't trust communists. That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying behind those. That's what they're saying now. He only saying what they are saying. So if the chairman of Unity Party come here, remember, guys, he's a reverend. He's not into that thing you're doing. Oh, man, a reverend. He's saying the truth, and the truth shall set him free. What he's saying, hey, the man, that stranger, yeah, they know him here. Who know the man? He come here to kind of just act like he's somebody. That's what they're saying at the UP camp. So Mo Ali tried to put a spin on it. Sometimes, you know what came to mind? I see why they voted against him, because he tried to put a spin. The Unity Party not having that. Mo. That's why they voted. They're bringing people who want to speak the truth. And they're speaking the truth that Mr. Cummings is no more close, or he's not there. Let's say we'll talk about qualification, not based on education now, but based on certain things, and that's what they're saying. He's not there. And kudos to our chairman, Luther Tapper. He spoke the truth, and that's what we need to do after speak the truth. More don't spin it, man.
No, you gotta say something, man. You have to.
So, like Kumalin said, Kev is a smart guy. But let me say this, Kev. You want to say something about Mr. Cummings, and you want to get it out of the Unity Party. The chairman did not state anything in a demeaning manner. He did not say anything in a manner that will denigrate Mr. Cummings. When Mr. Weir got into politics newly, he was asked a question. I think it was on Radio Veritas then. And he himself was quick to say, look, I'm a political novice. Now, when people talk about somebody being novice or strangers, people are not referring in the literal sense that you are a novice. It just means comparatively, because your question was referring to JNB and ABC. Comparatively, for JNB, who has spent most of his adult life in Liberian politics, comparatively, Mr. Cummings has not spent that much into the politics. And so when you're comparing the two, Mr. Cummings is much more a stranger compared to Ambassador Boakai. Now, I don't care what you want to say about it. So I just thought to clarify that, look, there is no competition here between Ambassador Boakai and Mr. Alexander Cummings. There is a competition for the highest seat. And who occupies that seat is President Wuya. So maybe we should begin to do the comparison in terms of political experience, in terms of longevity in politics, in terms of who has the political know-how to deliver this country from where Kef Hassan's government has dumped us. And they continue to ride on the UP did not do nothing. You know, we will continue to remind people like Kef Hassan and his likes who parade with the UP did not do anything, that we inherited a country that has absolutely nothing. We inherited a country with zero balance. We inherited a country with $80 million as a budget and nothing was in the account. We inherited a country that was institutionalist. We inherited a country that was being declared as a pariah state. And we restored this country to a country of dignity. We restored this country on the international scene. We brought dignity back to our civil servants. We brought dignity back to public servants. And we brought dignity in the private sector. This is the country that we left rising on the high. And this is the country that you are dumped into the abyss. And so it requires the experience and political longevity of a man like Joseph Boakai to again resurrect this country from where you, Kef Hassan, and your government have dumped it. So when we talk about stranger, is relative to something. When they talk about novice, it's relative to something. So Joseph Boakai is more a political guru, is more a political host in this country than any of the other people. And that is the reason why in the opposition bloc we say he is better suited or best suited to lead the opposition bloc to victory against President Wuya. So it was in no demeaning way to Mr. Cummings or any other political opposition. Kev. Thank you, CEO. I enjoyed the Sunday show, and the chairman did excellently well on the show tonight. Thank you. CEO, you are muted.
I'm sorry. Thank you. Thank you, Mo. Let me do my closing. I want to say it was a beautiful show. I really appreciate you guys. Sometimes when we wake up in the morning, we just don't know which way to turn, but we just come up and give Liberia the best program ever. I want to appreciate you, Kev Hassan, Mo, Alice, and Tumani and George. And I want to say thanks and big thanks to Reverend Tappet. You know, I hope and I sure will. I will see him and we will discuss. He will appear again on Spoon. Tumani is always right. As we get closer to the election, things will happen. There's a reason why Kev King was swinging, because he heard the shockwave that Tumani, they're going to sign an MOU. They are discussing. The mere fact that they are discussing, and Chamatape is speaking to Nathan and Aloysius too, and say what you want to say, though. Conversation is happening, you know, and I think that Kev said, you know what, I will come in and I will give my best. And he did. But again, it was a great show. Let's wish our dear friend, I think yesterday or today is his birthday. Happy birthday to let me see if I can put in. James, can you? James, can you put him up, please? You know, Jerome.
Yeah, Jerome. Yeah, today's birthday, former TRC chair.
We want to say happy birthday.
Oh, today is Councilor Roger's birthday. He's a very good friend of mine. I want to say happy birthday too to him.
Happy
Yes.
birthday, Councilor Jerome Verdier.
I just had to
Best
surprise
wishes.
him. I just had to surprise him. Happy birthday to Councilor Jerome. He called and checked on family. He called and checked on friends. He called and checked on loved ones. And we're just going to sit there and not wish him happy birthday. So one of the best picture ever. I want to say happy birthday to you. May God bless you. May God keep you. And may God guide you and your family as you celebrate another beautiful day in your life. We wish you well, and we pray that God can give you the longest of life. All right. Happy birthday to you. And we wish you God's peace and God's blessing. Happy birthday, Councilor Jerome Verdier. We also like to say on tomorrow will be a powerful show. I'm receiving information about FDA boss, Mike Doyen. I think that's him, right?
Yes,
Mike Doyen.
C. Mike Doyen.
See Mike Doyen. We are receiving information that EU have called for George Manor. We have to remove him with immediate effect because of some investigation that took place by the Ministry of Justice. We'll be discussing that this week. C. Mike Doyen will be discussing C. Mike Doyen this week. Another concession argument on the floor. The Liberian government information reaching out have duped somebody for some kind of agreement, an American, and we'll be discussing that also. We want to say the countdown to December 9 has started. Today is the 6th. When we reach to the 9th of November, we'll be doing a countdown to December 9. December 9 is what, Moadi? What is the December 9 in America? You know anything? December 9? Something always happens.
I didn't know you're having election next Tuesday.
Yeah, but December 9, something always happened.
Man,
December 9 came Vani Shema. December 9, Prince Johnson. And December
really?
9 is what? December 9 is the Manisky.
It's International Day of Corruption, I think.
International Day of Corruption.
Anti-corruption
Yes,
Day, yeah.
December 9. So we'll be doing the crackdown to December 9. We're receiving a report on this sanction.
Are you hearing something that we're not hearing?
We are receiving some very, very good report on the sanction that we need to do a crackdown to December 9. Every day we flip.
They will be lifting sanction on some people?
No, not lifting. We are receiving information that they will be adding more names. Names going to come up on sanction. So guys, watch your calendar. The date, December 9. Just mark that date and understand that we will be doing a countdown. They will be adding more names. Names came up, permanent names that we know of. We had it on our show before. We discussed with them. Some of them have entrapped themselves. So therefore, those names are they're very important for us to do a countdown. December 9 is around the corner. It's an anti-corruption day. They will be putting out names. So again, it's not us saying it. The people are saying it. We will have our countdown on the show. Wednesday, we'll be having Simon D12 to discuss MCC. Something about MCC. Mo Ali, Madam Sally won MCC how many times?
Oh, we were there. I think we won it 2 times.
2 times or 4 times? MCC. In the 12 years of her presidency, how many times Madam Sally won MCC?
Yeah, so the MCC is for 5 years.
Yeah.
So once you get on it and you continue to meet up the grading system,
you beat up the benchmark.
Your 5 years expired.
Yeah, so but how many times she received money from MCC?
Well, I don't want to speak something.
I think not one time. Like he said, they passed all the past 4 times, yeah, but then they received the one compact. Yeah, that's true.
She received money one time, and so many times, 2, 3, 4 times she won. She passed the scorecard, but she received money one time. The question we are asking our Liberian folks: why would the government celebrate on winning MCC, passing on an MCC scorecard? Does it mean that they're going to receive money immediately? No. Hold your thought, because we got Samuel Toy coming on Wednesday. We just laying something out, though. We got Samuel Toy coming up on Wednesday. The government celebrating. They had a big dinner for Samuel Toy at MCC in Monrovia. They had a big dinner for him. So you won. Yeah, you passed. You went to the 12th grade. But then what? Is Samuel Toy telling us that they're about to receive $250, $500 million? 350 meter. It's Senator telling us that because they passed 12 out of 20, it means that this administration will be receiving money. The question remains, how many times did Madam Sadiq pass the scorecard? 4 times. How many times did she receive money from the United States government? 1 time. We're going to ask him some very, very serious questions. What's the need to celebrate? Who benefiting from passing the scorecard? 12 out of 20. Let's talk about the passing grades. Let's talk about the different level. Join us on Wednesday. Again, the countdown to sanction, December 9th. Put it on the schedule. We'll be discussing it.
Also, the Supreme Court of Liberia has placed a restraining order on the executive branch from taking action to replace the current LACC boss, Councilor Edwin Clark Martin.
Yeah, we'll be
discussing that. Trying to get Councilor Martin, so he still got his job.
I'm in conversation with him.
Okay.
The message what they did was wrong.
I've been in conversation with him, and he will come at the appropriate time. You know, we saw the report. But I want to say thanks very much, guys. Kevin Hassan, you're bad dude. You're not going to come on a one-on-one with CEO anytime soon. You're very, very dangerous boy. You know, you're very dangerous boy. But thanks, folks. Want to say thank you very much, guys. Have a good night.
Okay.
Where is Rufus? Rufus Divine. Rufus Divine, where are you? Are you? Come on, Rufus. I believe that we'll be doing what? The God can bless anybody. It's 6 o'clock. That will be 11 o'clock. Do we have time or no? Nah. Okay. Next week. Next week, folks. Next week will be God can bless anyone. Anybody, God will bless you next week. We promise you. The time changed, man. The time change is messing with us. But again, you understand that we are now Liberia is 5 hours ahead, James. So don't call somebody here in the morning and think that the daytime break on you mean daytime break on us. No. Liberia is 5 hours ahead. When you're calling from Liberia, look at the time. When it's 10 o'clock to you, it's 5 a.m. to us. You got to understand it. When it's 10 o'clock in the morning to you, when you get up, it means that at 5 a.m. in the morning, we're sleeping. Don't call us. Okay? If you want to call us 3 o'clock your time. It will be 10 o'clock our time. Some people will be getting up. Call us 4 o'clock your time. So go ahead. Unmute yourself, James.
Is the same time here?
What time is it to you right now?
14 after 11.
No. We stay 6 hours different.
Okay.
Yeah, but we 6 hours. But you call me all the time, so you don't respect my sleeping time, James. You call me all the time. But I want to say to you though, if it is 10 o'clock to you in Liberia, Rufus, I hope you hear me. It being at 5 a.m. here, don't call us. All right?
How often do I call?
When it's 3 o'clock to you, 3 p.m., it means at 10 o'clock here. Then you can try calling small. So the best time for you to call, you wait when it is 5 p.m. to you. Then you call here, it will be 12 midday. It means that everybody up now, children going to school, people taking lunch, then it's okay. So we got to respect that. Don't call your family members like because you get up at 9 o'clock, then you're calling us in, man. You call 9 o'clock at 4 a.m., yeah, we're sleeping, you know? So I just want to say to you, please, the time has changed. They get Eastern time, they get Pacific time, they get all the different time zones in America. Our time zone in the East, we are 5 hours behind Liberia time. We were 4 hours, but last night the time changed. So we'll go down to 5 hours, okay? So back in your place. Respect the time. Yeah.
Pastor Roman said you want to talk.
Nobody telling me it's 10:15. You in my place? Is it after 11?
You're already on the line. So I should put you on.
Yeah.
Pastor Roman?
Boys and girls, am I there?
Yeah, you there.
I want to thank you all for a wonderful show. It was very educational with all the political things that we're talking. I love your show. On behalf of Spoon Network, I just want to tell the Liberian people, you're sorry, yeah. No God can bless you today. So I've been sitting here. I mean,
Where's the problem?
You can't tell one thing but rest.
Where's Pastor Rima problem? Pastor Rima, I was coming to church today, Pastor Rima, but Pastor Rima, I was coming to church today, but listen, I was coming to church, but my daughter sent me somewhere. Aliyah sent me somewhere, so I couldn't come. That's my excuse today. I'll see you next week, brother.
One-on-one with the CEO. You're not making 3-on-1 with the CEO, 5-on-1 with the CEO. Hey, man.
My man, have a good night. Have a good night.
Before he now how you, I didn't want to take the blame. Yeah, don't be scared. But I just want to tell my Liberian people, God bless you this Sunday. I will try to be back next Sunday. CEO allow me to come on.
Amen. Amen. But we tell our Liberian people to start calling up so early. They call 9 o'clock the time.
You just need to cancel that show back. You just cancel that show.
Take the man off the cover, man. Take the other pastor from the cover. Yeah, hang on the man. Okay, man.
You cancel the show.
But Rupert, hang on the man. Where are you? Hey, bro, sister, that'll be real. Yeah, hang on the man. The bro, sister, that'll be right. James Goodey Floma, thank you very much. The Divine, we want to say thanks. We want to say election day is November 9th. November 9th is election day. We'll be yet again talking about the results here in America. We hope and pray that Liberians in Minnesota, Brooklyn Park, all over Minnesota, vote for those Liberians that are running. Mark Elliott or Cole or Winfred Russell. I want to ask you, please, encourage your brothers, your sisters, your friends to go and support them. Winfred Russell running to be mayor for Brooklyn Park. We were there 2 weekends ago, but we want to say to you, please, go and support them. All right, they need you to support them. Vote. Early voting started already. Vote, please. It's better for you to vote than for you to say, "Oh, if I knew, I was going to vote." Please, if you eligible to vote, go and vote. They have mailed you the voting document. Just mail it in or take it to the city hall or go there. If you do not have transportation, call Winfred Russell. He will provide transportation for you. You know, if you need help, they will find a way for you to get there, but go and vote. We are speaking to everyone in Minnesota. Vote for our brothers and sisters. Vote for the right thing. Vote for the right reason. Vote because we are very, very concerned. The help of all Liberians. All right, go and vote. We say thank you very much, folks, and have a good evening. Thanks. Thank you, first. Thank you, James.
Yes, sir. A special one from the CEOs.
So let's keep the peace and play it safe. You heard for yourself. The invitation is yours to join the CEO and the team, God willing, tomorrow for another fascinating time on Spoon Talk. James Goodey Floma is on the other end. My name is Rufus Divine Khan, and I lead another follow. First among equals. Of course, I'm destined for greatness. Have yourselves a wonderful night. Bye-bye.